just standing here listening to you describe it.
At 10, 1, and 4:30, only on X96.
Hey guys, my name is Steve Olschwenger, Fire Chief from Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love Firehouse Subs. Take their meatball sub, for example. It's loaded wall-to-wall with Italian meatballs and a zesty marinara with melted provolone on a toasted roll. And when I say take their meatball sub, I mean it. Grab a medium meatball sub combo to go right now, just $6. But don't forget, the reason Firehouse Subs is driven to make the best subs anywhere is simple. The more subs you enjoy, the more they're able to help save lives because a portion of every purchase goes towards first responders in our communities.
The Firehouse Sub Meatball Sub Combo. Medium meatball sub, your choice of chips, and a 22-ounce drink. Get it hot and ready in our to-go box, now just $6 for a limited time only. Order online now at firehouseSubs.com. Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen. Firehouse of America will donate 0.13% of your purchases in 2017 at all U.S. locations to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation with a minimum donation of $1 million. For full details, visit firehousesubs.com.
When you have things that are important to you, like your car or your home, you protect them with insurance. Well, how about protecting your personal identity? And you can do that with Power Protected Checking from Security Service Federal Credit Union. This is so much more than just a checking account because you get identity theft protection and recovery services. In fact, you'll get a text message if something suspicious occurs on your account. I like it because you get 10 cents cash back per debit card swipe. And for me, I'm earning about $10 a month in cash back. You get high interest on your balance. Plus, they'll throw in mobile phone coverage up to $250. So if you drop your phone and crack your screen, you are covered. Get Power Protected Checking from Security Service Federal Credit Union.
Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
Oh, so I guess we need to officially
begin the show.
Although I don't know if we don't officially begin it, maybe we don't have to end it.
That's true. No, we do want to end it.
Oh, that's.
I don't want to. I can't be here all day.
No, let's start it then.
Brought to you by Alpine Plastic Surgery, specializing in sculpting your body to achieve the goals you have above and beyond what diet and exercise provide. Visit alpineplasticsurgery.com and schedule a free consultation today.
All right, the moon don't pay no never mind. It don't care. It's going on as it always does, a waxing gibbous moon, now 88% of full, and it will be full on October 5th at 12:40 p.m. The moon will rise today at 5:46 p.m., today being Monday. It's the second day of October in the year of our Lord 2017. And this is North America's most scurrilous radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, Gina Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richard Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing video for the show, which you can see at x96.com/live. And Festus is here helping out as well. You know, October 2nd, that's the day today. It is National Name Your Car Day.
Name your car day?
Yeah, some people, Kerry used to name his cars. I don't know if he still does.
When I had the talking car, it was Hal.
Hal, that's right.
I named him Hal.
That's right. I remember the talking car.
I guess I need to name
I remember
my car.
being in the talking car. I think when it finally, remember when I had to call. I was a AAA member, a new AAA member, and I had to call to get Hal towed. We were here in Salt Lake, and it just stopped running.
Yeah.
And was that the last of Hal?
Oh no.
No, he went.
No, I T-boned a car in Hal.
Oh, that's right.
A car crossing. It was. I was on the freeway. I was headed north on I-15 after visiting my folks. It was a long time ago, and a car coming the other way.
Yeah.
Lost control, ran through the median.
Oh, geez.
And right in front of me, and just.
I remember Hal used to say, "Your door is ajar," and I would say, "No, my door is not a jar; it's a door."
You argued with the car?
I did it every time. Every time the car said that. And it's also National Custodial Workers Recognition Day. What's a custodial
janitor
worker? A janitor?
They don't like to be called janitors. They're custodial workers.
Oh, it's National Janitor Day.
No.
You're going to make the janitors mad,
What's
Bill.
wrong with being a janitor?
We are not disc jockeys. We are announcers.
Well, radio
it's
presenters.
The whole flight attendant
steward.
thing.
Yeah.
Let them be called what they want to be called.
Well, nobody wants to call us at 877-602-9696
well, it's a weird
to check
day.
in. I don't blame you.
It's a weird day.
We do have some tickets to give away to the Odyssey Dance Theater production of Thriller, but I don't know, maybe the phones are broken. Maybe people aren't checking in because the phones are broken. It is the least popular feature we have ever done.
That is true.
But you can just call and tell us anything you want.
Well, Odyssey Dance Theater is back. It's Thriller time. Ogden, Park City, Provo, Logan, Richfield, Tuacahn, and St. George, and of course Kingsbury Hall. Go to odysseydance.com for tickets and performance details.
You want to tell us what's on the show today? Did we do that?
Well, we coming up on the show, we will have sports with Amy Donaldson and TV with Bill Frost at 8 o'clock, and
but
other stuff. And Gina apparently has some dumb bed bugs.
No,
I have smart bed bugs at my house.
I don't have bed bugs. I'm going to help you not get bed bugs. I have tips.
So you've had personal experience of getting rid of bed bugs.
No, this is
how you got rid of your bed bugs.
This was emailed to me by a friend of the program.
You seem to be getting your back up that I might suggest that you have never had bed bugs.
But I haven't.
Well, but
you don't spread lies about my bed and its
I don't know as I necessarily believe you. I know you've had lice.
I have not had lice.
Have you? Well, your child has. Maybe you've had to go to the bed bug lady too. No.
I wonder if there is a bed bug lady.
Yeah, of course there is. There's a lady for everything. 877-602-9696. There are a couple of people calling now. You can check in.
All right. Let's see. We got. Let's start with Laura. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi there.
What's up with you today? What's going on in your mind?
I'm headed on to work as a respiratory therapist.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm calling because about the Las Vegas thing, because last night I had just booked a hotel room for my mom and my sisters to go to Vegas sometime next year. And so, I mean, I go to Vegas every year with my mom, and it's kind of like,
Yeah, it makes you feel weird, doesn't it? I sort of had the feeling today that I didn't want to go anywhere ever anymore.
Yeah,
Seriously, I don't.
exactly.
I've had the feeling like I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Las Vegas. I don't want to go out of town. I don't want to go to a concert. I just want to stay at my house. That was my feeling. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, but you'll go, and it'll be okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've already booked the hotel. My mom's already booked flights and everything. So
it's next year.
I mean, yeah, it's a little terrifying, but I mean, it'll be just fine. I'm pretty sure about it.
Than's, Laura. See you.
No, my husband was at the
checking
Mandalay Bay all last week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's we've all been there.
Okay. Let's continue. Let's go to Greg. Hello, Greg.
Hi, Greg. Greg, what's give an accounting?
Good morning.
Give an accounting of yourself. What's going on?
I'm driving home from work. Just spent the last 8 hours at work.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
I work for Cisco Systems.
Okay.
Now, do you go right to bed or do you unwind for a little bit?
Well, now I got to go home and get my son ready for school and then take him. So, got to do that before I unwind a little bit.
Okay, get him to school and then you go home, have a couple of beers, and relax.
Something like that, and then take a nap.
It's a Dr. Pepper, isn't it? It's a Dr. Pepper.
You don't go to bed after you have a Dr. Pepper?
Why not?
There's caffeine in that.
Listen, I can drink a cup of coffee and go to bed.
All right.
Greg, thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Greg. We'll see you. Trent?
Oh, Trent.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Trent is checking in.
It's all right. What's going on with you?
Not much. Just sitting in our employee parking lot waiting to go to work.
Oh, yeah.
Because God forbid you get in there 5 minutes early.
No, he's got to wait for the
I've been here since 6:15.
Exactly.
6:15. Why did you get there so early?
I don't know. Once I wake up, I can't go back to sleep, so I get up and get ready.
Well, you know, but you have time to, do stuff before you leave work.
I definitely do stuff.
Okay. So you did a little stuff before you did some stuff before.
I don't want to hear about your
stuff. You don't have
don't
bed
get
bugs.
Too excited now.
No, you don't have bed bugs, do you, Trent?
What's that again?
You don't have bed bugs, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right, Trent, thanks for checking in with us.
All right.
Yep, you guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Let's see. Senior Bean, today is my day. Also, people usually call me Hey Muchacho.
Oh, is he a janitor?
Must be.
Or, excuse me, custodial worker?
Custodial worker. Tim the Tree Guy checking in.
Somebody said, when I was a janitor, I called myself a technical maintenance engineer.
That's a little...
That's too many words.
That's a bit much.
That's too much.
Laura, the Alzheimer's lady here. It's another day, like way too many days this year, that I woke up and heard the news and wish it was just a bad dream. Adam checking in, waiting to board front runner. However much effort you want to put in is fine with me.
It's up to us.
All right.
Let's see. All right.
If it's up to us, it's up to us.
Yeah, I guess we'll put in as much effort as we feel. We need to.
Did somebody win those tickets to Odyssey Dance?
We'll get a thumbs up from Richie.
Somebody
won.
Right,
it was.
Congratulations, you.
All right. Congratulations, somebody.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Big Boy News, Opinioendo. Everything that we know on the shooting in Las Vegas as much as possible.
Do we need to check
sports
traffic?
as well? Oh, yes, we should check
traffic.
traffic.
Yeah, we should do a little bit of that. Let's see. Crash northbound Banter Highway 41st South. Left lane is blocked. Police cars arrived on the scene blocking the center lane and the left lane now. Only one right lane available. Northbound Banter delays are backing to 47th South. And I actually heard from a couple friends of the program about this accident, and they did that by texting us 33986. Brought to you by X96, welcoming Warren Miller to Abravanel Hall October 13th and 14th. More showings in Orem, Park City, and Ogden. More information at warrenmiller.com.
Listen, I guess I'm the star. Well, no, I'm not the star. I'm the prime guest.
You're always the star, Bill.
The prime guest of a podcast that the Salt Lake Film Society does.
Oh.
Talkin' Film. I'm a guest on it, and Trent Harris is a guest on the podcast as well.
Local filmmaker and actors.
Yeah. So you can find that at slfs.org. The Salt Lake Film Society. Subscribe to their weekly email for updates. I'm sure that I'll be prominently featured in their in their email. Because I won't be. As Salt Lake Film Society, it's a great thing to have here in Salt Lake because they bring in independent films and documentaries that would be difficult.
Yeah, ordinarily we wouldn't get them if it wasn't for the Salt Lake Film Society.
And they also do, I like the fact that they do historical and retro films, too.
Oh, yeah.
Rescreenings of old favorites and cult films.
Yeah. They have the Broadway, of course, right there on the corner of State Street and 3rd South, 111 East Broadway. Great. I think there are 6 screens there. Then they have the historic Tower Theater as well, 9th South and 9th East, and there are great showings at all of them. So find out more by going to slfs.org.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell. Radio from Hell on X96.
So anyway, we're up there, getting bags of food and turkeys. But when we first got there,
this is before we went on the air.
Now I didn't say this to her on the air, did I?
No, this was before we went on.
She introduced herself, and I forget her name. Hi, I'm so and so with the food bank, and we said hi, and she handed us a fact sheet. And it's just a few things there, and she said, and then she said, I don't even think we asked her to be on the radio.
Didn't.
She said, I don't want to go on the radio. And Carrie said, well, come on, we've got to want to talk to somebody from the food bank.
Yeah.
You're here. You're an expert.
I believe every year we have spoken with them.
Yeah, and I said, well, we need somebody from the food bank. We'd like somebody from the food bank to talk. And she said, well, what are you going to ask me? and it made me a little mad.
It did, because it's kind of a
and I said, well,
question.
I'm going to ask you, what the velocity of a V1 rocket is, and how to build a diesel truck, and what is the composition of quartzite.
Yeah.
I said I'm going to ask you stuff that you can answer about the food bank.
The stuff that was on the sheet.
Easy stuff. She ran. She disappeared. And never came back.
Yeah.
And no one else from the food bank.
No.
She was the representative that morning.
And
you could have handled that a little better.
Yeah, I could have. And I think I did say, well, could you get us somebody who will talk? I think I said that. And that's when she said, well, what are you going to ask me?
I think he was just trying to point out to her that that was kind of a silly question. You're here to represent the food bank. Tell us about hungry people.
I was, but I kind of snapped at her.
But people that never been on the radio or put in that position, it makes them nervous just right off the bat.
Gina, I don't think, again, you really need, other than that seems to be your role, to apologize for this. I'm doing the apologizing. You don't need to.
Once again,
it's my turn to apologize.
Stepping all over Bill's thing.
Stop apologizing. I'm apologizing.
You're always there to ruin the punchline, and now you're ruining the apology.
And quit throwing your shoes at me.
Wait, there's another one.
So she really never said why she didn't want to be on the air, did she?
No, but she was scared. She was nervous.
She did the I don't want to be on the air.
Well, maybe she had a real job and was supposed to be at work and didn't want anybody to hear her.
No, but anyway, I feel bad about it. I'm sorry. I'd like to find out her name, and I'll send her an apology or.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her. You'll scare her.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you, and I'm sorry. I was a little short. But it's first thing in the morning, and we're just getting it together, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Again, you can't treat everybody like you treat me.
Oh, shut up. I can too. You call right now, and I'll tell you to shut up. I don't care who you are.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell. Allred, Gina Barberi. What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 6:35, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Protect yourself with a power-protected checking account from Security Service. It includes identity theft protection, 10 cents cash back on transactions, mobile phone coverage up to $250. Open today at ssfcu.org.
Gunman firing from a Las Vegas hotel rained rapid-fire barrage of bullets on a huge outdoor concert festival last night, sending thousands of people fleeing until SWAT units found the assailant and killed him. Now they're saying more than 50 victims died, and at least 200 others wounded, officials said, making it the deadliest mass shooting in United States history. Online video of the attack outside the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino showed singer Jason Aldean performing outside at the Route 91 Harvest Festival, 3-day country music event. He was interrupted by the sound of automatic gunfire. The music stopped. Concert goers ducked for cover. "Get down," somebody shouted. "Stay down," screamed another person. Several SWAT teams were sent to the hotel immediately after the first reports of the shooting at 10:08 p.m. But the shooting went on for about 2 hours. Sheriff Joseph Lombardo of Clark County told reporters that more than 50 people were killed, more than 200 injured. He identified the gunman as Stephen Paddock, 64 years old. He said the police were seeking a companion named Mary Lou Danley.
They have found her.
Right.
Oh, they did? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Authorities later said that they were confident they had located her.
Yeah.
Late Monday, President Trump issued a statement on Twitter. He was extending his sympathies to the victims. There's video, all kinds of video of this, all kinds of photos. By the way, Mr. What's his name again? Paddock. Mr. Paddock had a permanent home in Mesquite. He barricaded himself in a room, locked the doors. I don't know if he barricaded them, but he was he was in there. He must have been somewhat barricaded.
If it took them 2 hours to get to him.
Well, I think they didn't locate him.
Yeah, I think it was a matter of not knowing where he was, because that was some of the people on the ground were saying, is that we couldn't tell where the bullets were coming from. And if you're up 23 stories high,
32,
excuse me,
second floor,
it's going to be difficult to locate you unless somebody sees the flash of the muzzle.
So they used explosive devices and blew the door open and killed him.
Yeah, no negotiation. They just
well,
and I'm sure that was probably. I mean, he had to have known that's what would happen.
Of course, no motive yet. Police are examining his home in Mesquite and talking to this woman that apparently he had some association with, and they'll put it all together and figure out why this act of domestic terrorism happened.
There's a lot of false information floating around. Don't get your news from Facebook or Twitter. Okay?
No.
Just you don't need to be first with it. You need to be right with it. Wait.
What I read was right there was from the New York Times.
Yeah.
Move on to some other news. Oh, somebody sent me this, and they said this would be a great Boehner candidate, but I don't know if this is true or not. Somebody sent me a little piece of video, which was allegedly taken at Woods Cross High School.
I heard about this from other people.
What's going on?
That were there. I've heard
little piece of video, Woods Cross High School, where they're apparently holding. They're at a football game, and they're holding up. Some students are holding up a poster of Donald Trump. And they're all yelling in unison, "Build the wall, build the wall, build the wall."
There's video of it.
Yeah, well, it's unidentifiable. You don't know where it is. At least the video I saw. You don't know where it is. It says this is Woods Cross High School, but nothing on the video indicates that. All that indicates that is the person that sent it to me who said this is where it happened. But I don't know if that's true or not.
Let me see if I can find it.
So if there was, I looked through the local papers and stuff to see if there was any mention of that or when it happened, even. So The LDS Church's opposition to gay marriage will never, ever change, they said at conference over the weekend. It is a divine decree, and it will stand forever. That firm stance may increasingly put the Mormon Church at odds with family and friends in the United States and abroad. Dallin Oaks conceded, and and it may pose inner conflict for members, he said. But that's too bad. It's a divine decree. We must try to balance the competing demands of following the gospel law in our personal lives and teachings, he said, even as we seek to show love for all. Oak's speech came during the Saturday morning session of the 187th semi-annual conference. And I actually listened to a little bit of conference on Saturday. I went downtown to go to the gym down at City Creek, which was really hard to find parking in the City Creek because of the conference goers. And I listened to a little bit of conference to hear, and now the choir will favor us with a medley of, I want to be just like Jesus.
I'm trying to be like Jesus.
I'm trying to be like Jesus, and these are the wonderful things he does, or something like that. They'll favor us with a medley. And then the caffeinated soda thing down at BYU.
Okay.
So first caffeinated sodas, and as we said, that's just the nose of the camel under the tent, you know.
It's a gateway.
It's a gateway drink. Now, beards.
Oh,
huh?
What?
Beards?
Oh, we're losing our minds here. What is this?
They should have got rid of the beard thing a long time ago.
Beards? Now, when I said that, I thought it meant gay guys who marry women.
Well,
but
give us some time.
But no, there's a group on campus. The university's honor code. It's mandatory contract that forbids premarital sex, drinking alcohol, having tattoos, and no beards. So they equate having a beard with getting drunk and having premarital sex.
Oh, it's the same, Bill.
Well. There is a move afoot to allow, and boy, I hope that happens.
That's the one that I've always not understood, because you've got Brigham Young with his famous beard.
Yes. This is in the old days, Gina.
His famous beard.
That's old day morality.
Jesus had a beard.
That's old day
Does Mormon
stuff.
Jesus have a beard? He doesn't, does he?
He better not.
Yes,
does he?
Yeah.
Mormon Jesus has a beard.
Not if he's planning on attending BYU, he's not.
But you can't even have whiskers.
I know that you're not really that interested, so I'll just leave it at this. It has to do with the sexual revolution in the late 60s, early 70s, and that's why they don't have beards.
Because hippies had long hair and beards. And they wanted to go. They didn't want them on campus.
Well, now they're not hippies; they're hipsters.
Yeah. Right.
That's right.
And up in Ogden, new Buddhist temple.
Oh.
For those who subscribe to the belief that Thai Buddhist monks bring good luck. I had not heard that belief, but apparently the Thai Buddhist monks are particularly lucky. It was a lucky day in Utah yesterday because there were 170 Buddhist monks gathering in Ogden for the opening of the new temple. After 11 years of quiet development in Ogden, the I can't even begin to pronounce that.
Just
Thai
say Buddhist
word.
temple.
That Thai Buddhist temple
will
open in grand fashion. 170 monks from all over the country gathered for a community open house for the new Thai Buddhist sanctuary. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And Salt Lake City. Let's move on to two things for Trump. So Rex Tillerson is the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
He works for Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. He has a very important job. His job is to fly around the country, around the world, and fly around the world and try and broker deals and make sure that everybody understands America's position and keep things calm. And Rex Tillerson has said, he's in China right now, and he said, we've actually opened up a direct line of communication with North Korea. We want to try and talk to them and negotiate with them and see if we can understand them.
Seems like a good idea.
And let's have some
talking better than not talking, right?
When this news came out, his boss, Donald Trump, said, I told Rex he's wasting his time. I told Rex Tillerson, our wonderful Secretary of State, he's just wasting his time trying to negotiate with that little rocket man. Save your energy, Rex. We'll do what has to be done. So Rex Tillerson is apparently trying to help avert any kind of conflict with North Korea, and Donald Trump continues to escalate it.
And the North Koreans, seeing that, are going to go, well, it's clear that it's a waste of time for us to talk to Rex Tillerson because his boss says
it's a waste of time. And to lead into sports, President Trump on Sunday also dedicated a golf trophy to the victims of hurricanes in Texas, Florida, and Puerto Rico.
How is that?
Because nothing is more tone deaf than this.
On behalf of all the people of Texas and of all the people, if you look today and see what's happening, how horrible it is, but we have it under great control. Puerto Rico and the people of Florida who have really suffered over this last short period of time with hurricanes, I want to just remember them. We're going to dedicate this trophy to all of those people that went through so much that we love, a part of our great state, really a part of our great nation. So this trophy is for them.
Everything's fixed now.
You know, if you want to really help, this Wednesday, we're going to be up at Rice-Eccles Stadium with the University of Utah. It's a big hurricane relief donation gathering point. We're going to be gathering up bottled water, new clothing, baby items, and the Broadway media is going to be there all day. We'll do our show from there, and then there'll be other shows there throughout the day. Get stuff together to bring for hurricane victims in Puerto Rico and here in the United States. There's going to be a big trailer there from ShipX. They'll just be filling that up with all kinds of hurricane items. We'll be telling you more about it as it gets closer, but that's more helpful than dedicating Wednesday. But we may bring a trophy, too. I don't know. Oh, yes. Should throw a trophy in the trailer? Throw one in there. Yeah. This makes it all better. So there you go. All right, that's it. Weather, sports, weather, traffic, and then we'll do sports with Amy. Spotty sprinkles today, 53 for a high. It's chilly this morning, though. It's like 36 right now. Mm-hmm. Traffic, let me refresh this quickly so I can give you the most up-to-date traffic information. Crash northbound Bangerter Highway, 41st South. Only one right lane available northbound Bangerter. Delays are backing to 47th South. Traffic is also getting heavy and slow northbound I-15 in Lehigh from Sandy to Midvale. Also I-15 southbound Layton to Kaysville. That's all brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway packages, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com. All right, let's sports. Is sports sponsored? Brought to you by Power Protected Checking Account from Security Service. It includes identity theft protection, 10 cents cash back on transactions, mobile phone coverage up to $250. Open today, ssfcu.org.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Amy is a sports columnist with the Deseret News. You can read her entertaining and inspiring columns every day, not every day, right?
Just Mondays.
Just Monday.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do with the rest of your life?
Sunday night. Well, you know, I write a lot more than a column.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The column is just...
There's sports stories, Bill, and then there are columns.
So you have a byline as well.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your column about today?
It's about a veterans 5K on Saturday that I ran that was aimed at building a facility that will... allow veterans to connect with resources to deal with PTSD.
Okay.
So,
all right.
And that was actually the subject of our podcast as well.
The Reasonable Voices.
Voices of Reason.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Pretty close.
I knew
Maybe we should have named it that.
Reasonable Voices.
Reasonable. I don't know that we're always reasonable, though. So.
Yeah. No, that partner of yours, what's his name? He goes off half-cocked all the time.
He's like the most... mellow guy ever.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what's in sports?
Let's see. We have college football. Utah State pounded BYU 40-24 in the Battle of the Wagon Wheel, and another quarterback. That game has claimed a BYU quarterback every time they played it, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. So they are now looking at their third string quarterback, Coy Dittmer. I think is his name.
What was the score?
40-24. 7 turnovers for BYU.
Do they have a rule that says we should
a mercy rule?
A mercy rule? Because I know some little leagues have those.
Well, in high school you have it. In the only mercy is they run the clock after you are 35 points down. So that's the only mercy. And the thing about football that I do feel is different than any other sport is it continues to be physically just, brutal.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's not like basketball where you can just kind of walk up and down the court and endure your mental whipping. So
Exactly.
yeah, so we'll see what happens for BYU. Doesn't look good.
No.
Utah had a bye, but they moved up in the polls. They're now number 18 in the coaches poll and number 20 in the AP poll. They play Stanford on Saturday night.
I think they have a chance to beat Stanford. Stanford's not.
Well, of course they do.
Well, but I mean,
they always have a chance.
Well, but I mean, better than usual.
I think it's best for you to keep your expectations low. You won't be disappointed.
Well.
And then you'll see what happens. But the Utah kicker, former UVU soccer player, now leads the nation in field goal percentage, in field goals per game, which is 3.5, and points scored per game. So.
Tom Hackett is a guest on my podcast, The Let's Go Eat Show.
There you go.
You can go to theletsgoeatshow.com.
I bet that was I'm going to listen to that. I bet that was a delightful conversation.
He doesn't pull. Every once in a while, he says, I really shouldn't say this, and then he says it. I probably shouldn't say this, and then he says it.
That's why he was a media favorite when he was a player. Weber State beat Montana State 25-17. They play SUU next up, but they have a bye first, so they don't play till October 14th. SUU and Snow College both had byes, and they play this weekend. The NFL continues despite boycotts, but let me tell you about the boycotts. Last week you had about 180 players that knelt down during the national anthem. This week 11.
Oh, really?
So that just goes to show you that it was more of a solidarity thing against being criticized by the president than it was joining in the protest that Kaepernick and Eric Reid started.
Fox Sports, I read this morning, said they are no longer going to televise the national anthem.
Yeah. And that solves the problem.
Well, that's not very patriotic.
Bill, you can still play it in your house before you watch a game.
They're not going to televise it? Well, that's somebody ought to protest that.
Well, 2 Texas high school players protested during their national anthem, and they were kicked off the team. Their coach is a veteran, and he asked them to turn in their gear and leave. So,
wow. Get out.
I posted a story on. There's going to be a story on your site about that if you're interested. Okay. But back to NFL, lots of interesting scores. Packers beat the Bears. Saints beat the Dolphins. Panthers beat the Patriots 33-30.
That's That's an upset.
Yeah. Texans beat the Titans. It was a beatdown. Jets beat the Jaguars. Jaguars officially stink.
Upset?
No, the Jaguars officially stink. Yeah,
because the Jets aren't very good.
Well, the Jaguars they might be the worst. I don't know. The Steelers beat the Ravens. Rams beat the Cowboys. I thought that was
an upset.
Bills beat the Falcons. Eagles beat the Chargers. And the Seahawks whooped the Colts. And the Broncos beat the Raiders. The Raiders apparently have the worst offensive line history, even despite what you read on social media. It's not that the 4 African-American linemen are letting their quarterback be sacked. They just are not good.
And Marshawn Lynch, who plays for the Raiders now, wore a T-shirt into the stadium. What did it say? I hate you, Donald Trump.
There was some issue about them trying to hide him on the bench because he was sitting eating a banana again. So I'm not sure what's happening. That's the second time.
It said everybody versus Trump was the T-shirt.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love Marshawn Lynch. Because he never says anything, everyone tries to interpret. He's like a piece of art. He's like a living art.
He is.
Let's see. The Utah Jazz open their preseason schedule tonight against the Sydney Kings. It's their first game and also the first game in the new arena. So number 15, Utah volleyball splits this weekend. They lose to number 12, Oregon, but they swept last place Oregon State. Number 9, BYU volleyball beat number 17, San Diego, on Saturday. And Judge girls win the 3A tennis title, and Park City girls win the 4A tennis title. There you go. A little high school action for you.
Thank you.
Right.
So now, do you know anything, Amy, about this Woods Cross football game, them chanting "Build the Wall" or anything?
I do not. Okay. No, I had not heard that. Yeah. So
I trust Amy to look into that and tell us whether it's whether it's true or not.
Check back later, Gina.
Okay.
I'll make some calls.
You get on that.
Because that's being passed around social media. I don't know if it's true.
I will call the principal of Woods Cross.
Thank you.
A little piece of video, but you can't really identify where it is, or everybody says, "Well, that's Woods Cross High School doing that," but I'd rather know for sure.
Of course, the big story.
Yes.
What?
Outside of the cup being dedicated.
Outside of the cup, yes. The big story.
By the way, in dedicating that, he doesn't give them the trophy. He just
No, it's just a
This is for
dedication.
them. Now, but now we keep it.
Everything's it's fixed.
Yeah.
Everything's fixed. Atlanta Falcons wide receivers Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu did a dedication to the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Oh yeah.
On their cleats.
On their cleats?
They had custom cleats made, shoes.
For Ric Flair?
For Ric Flair. One side had a picture of a young Ric Flair doing his 2 fingers up thing, and on the other side of the cleats it said, "Woo!" So in their game against the Buffalo Bills, they dedicated to Ric Flair. Ric Flair is not dead, by the way. They're just
No, he's very much alive.
Very much alive.
The Nature Boy is still natural.
Just so you know.
All right. Thank you. Read Amy Donaldson's column in the Deseret News.
Thank you.
There you go. You have traffic, Gina?
Yeah, that crash northbound Banter Highway 41st South, it's been cleared, but delays remain between 54th South and 41st South. So allow some extra time for that drive. Normal slowage northbound I-15 Lehigh to Point of the Mountain and southbound through the Layton Kaysville area, but no other crashes to report so far this morning. Brought to you by Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest getaway package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
All right. Thank you very much.
Coming up, if you want to, anything you want to, if you want to talk about that Las Vegas situation, we can do that.
Just open the phone.
877-602-9696. I hope you didn't have people down there, but maybe you did, or you know people who were there, or you just want to talk about it. 877-602-9696.
All right. KXRK Provo. Also, Boehner's Round 1 coming up as well. Hi there, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. Get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
Help the U and shipbags support those recently devastated by the hurricanes. Make donations of bottled water, new
Radio
clothing,
from Hell
baby
with
items,
Carrie,
and
Bill,
canned
and
food
Gina.
this week at Rice-Echo
96.3
Stadium from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
X96.
and
I
Saturday
got
at the
caught
game
in
in
an
designated
embarrassing
parking
moment
lots.
this
For
morning.
details, go to utahutes.com.
Already, I've been at work
Slack
about
takes the
an
most
hour
difficult
now,
part of
and
any of our
already
jobs,
caught in an embarrassing
communication,
moment.
and makes it
Are you
simpler,
saving
more
it?
pleasant,
No, I'll
and
tell
more
you right
productive.
now. I came in
It's
the
where
back door.
repetitive tasks can be automated and taken off your hands,
I always
and
do.
where more
I kinda
complex
hope Chris
projects
is
take
listening.
less time.
I don't know Chris's
Meaning
last
everyone
name.
gets to
Mancow.
done
Yeah, Chris
faster.
Mancow. Sure. Yeah.
From brand new businesses to established enterprise companies,
Chris,
Slack
Chris
is
is
where work
a board
happens.
operator
Visit
here
slack.com
in the
to find out more.
He tends to another radio station. He's a
Do you
very
want to
nice
impress
guy,
your coworkers?
very
50
quiet
West
guy.
Cafe in downtown Salt Lake City
shy.
will make their jaws drop
Probably
with our
with me.
state-of-the-art
He's
AV
embarrassed
system
to
and
hell that I'm
amazing
even
food.
mentioning
Bring a few
it.
extra napkins
He's
because
very
you
shy
might
guy.
just catch yourself drooling
So-
over our delicious smoked meats,
So I come
tacos,
in the
salads,
building
and
this
more.
morning, and
After
I'm
hosting
walking
your
down
event
the
at 50
long
West, your
corridor
boss
there,
will give you
and
a
there-
nice
down
pat
at the
on
end
the
of the
back
corridor
and
is a
hearty,
copy
good
machine.
job. Check out
And
our
on the
website at
copy machine is
50westslc.com
sitting
today.
a big,
Tired of the same old birthday
it's like
party
a
year after
briefcase
year?
suitcase kind of thing.
Have your next
looks
birthday party
like-
at the Riot.
But not metal.
This season only, the Real Monarchs are ready to host you and your
Fabric.
friends for a birthday
What do they call that?
celebration you'll never forget. You'll get to hang
Cordova.
out with Leo
No,
the Lion
anyway.
and receive
So it's
VIP
anyway, a big
treatment
cake
from the
with
Real
buckles on it and
Monarchs.
everything.
Birthday
And it's
packages
sitting
start
there
at only
on the-
$100.
and it's just
For
out
more
of place.
information,
It's odd. I've
visit
never seen it sitting there before. It's sitting-
rsl.com/monarchs or call
What is that?
844-REAL-TIX.
Have you heard of all the things Avanti
then I'm
offers?
curious for
Avanti
you.
is the leading provider of executive
I
suites,
open
virtual
it up
offices, and conference
start
room space to
rifling
businesses
through.
of all sizes in Utah.
Look
All
at this.
Avanti workspaces.
Look at this. And I mean, there was nothing particularly strange
Wait a
in
minute.
there.
You saw someone's luggage lying around and you just opened it?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from the announcements at the airport?
Or anything from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
God.
But I, and I thought in my mind, maybe the reason I opened it is I thought, I wonder if because it looks like one of those things that the copy guy brings with his tools in it.
Okay.
To repair the copier. But I start going through it, and it's obviously somebody's briefcase. It's got some CDs in there, library books. There's an orange.
Yeah.
I went through it pretty extensive. No, I didn't. I didn't.
Sounds like you cataloged all of the stuff in there.
This is all stuff that I could sort of see right there. And as I'm kind of going through it, Chris comes up the hall the other way and goes, hey, that's mine. And I went,
I'm sorry.
I thought it was the copy guys.
Because if it was the copy guys, that would have been okay to go.
Well, it was my duty to investigate as a junior TSA trainee.
TSA, which really does mean to stand around. I'm just convinced of it.
No. So sorry, I apologize to Chris, and I'll apologize again. But just just standing there going through his stuff, and here comes the shyest guy in the building going, "Hey!"
X96.3 and X96.com. This is Radio from Hell on X96, KXRK-FM, and HD1, Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake City, 96.3 FM, and streaming on X96.com and our free app. Utah's original alternative for more than 2 decades. 96.3 FM. X96. X96.
Well, it seems that Congress is in the middle of an emergency policy session to try and jog their memories. Let's just take a look at that now.
As I recall, we say aye, and then as long as nobody says nay, the bill is passed into law.
I know somebody hits a gavel.
I concur. I also remember a gavel being involved at some point.
Well, in that case, I move that we look up stores where we can buy a gavel.
Let the record reflect that we have decided to figure out where we can get a gavel from.
Good. Now, once it's ready to be passed into law, we email it to the president, correct?
I don't know.
We probably have to glue it into a book where all the other laws are.
That makes sense.
Wait, isn't there a Library of Congress?
Yeah.
The book with all the laws must be in the Library of Congress.
I move that we find out.
Follow Kerry Jackson on Twitter at RFHCarry. Radio from Hell on X96.
7:03 right now.
So if you want to talk about situation in Las Vegas or let us know anything you may know about it, 877-602-9696 is the number. They're saying now more than 50 people were killed in this attack. The gunman has been identified. The shooter has been identified as Stephen Paddock. He is 64 years old, lived in Mesquite, Nevada. Paddock opened fire from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Over 400 people now, they say, are wounded. And they don't have any... so they blew open the door of the hotel room that he was in, the police did, and he was dead. So he'd killed himself before they broke in. And they found numerous firearms in the room. A number of them were long rifles, the cops said. They also said that he has no history of criminality.
He was not on anybody's radar.
Says they've done all kinds of checks, and they don't find any traffic violations, nothing. And they've also located his companion, Mary Lou Danley, a person of interest. Authorities say they don't know what motivated him.
With it being Vegas, so close to Utah, I'm sure there were Utahns there, maybe friends, family members, maybe even you. But there's a phone number you can call if you know of somebody that was down there and you haven't heard from yet. The phone number is 866-535-56 5654. 866-535-5654. That's a number being put out by Las Vegas if you want to call and see if you can get information. It's going to be hard with that many people injured and...
well, they just don't have the facility to handle all of it.
No. And what you don't think about is when a big thing like this happens, those hospitals have all the normal things they're dealing with.
Yeah, they still have heart attacks. And,
and babies being born and car accidents, and they're overwhelmed.
They got to deal with all that. Yeah. I would just say be cautious about speculation, getting your news from Facebook, or I have a friend who heard.
Yeah.
Just wait for solid, good information. Don't come to a conclusion.
Well, and here's how you find that, Carrie.
Yeah.
Wait till you see it on multiple credible news sources. Like if you see it on NBC, CBS, New York Times. If you see it in a couple of those places and they're saying the same thing,
yes,
it's probably been corroborated. If it's something passed around on Facebook,
or Reddit, or just don't.
I mean, there are rumors out there that there were warnings 45 minutes before the shooting ever began.
Yeah,
well,
and that's it's unsubstantiated right
there's
now.
no corroboration of that at all.
So don't jump to any conclusions.
I try not to jump to conclusions. It's the same thing with this Woods Cross High School.
Well, and you're wise to do that.
Somebody sent me this on Twitter. It says, "Here's a Boehner candidate for you." It says, "Only at Woods Cross High School would they get a poster of Donald Trump and yell, 'Build that wall.'" And there's a little video of some students, some people at a football game. You can tell they're at a football game, and they're chanting, build the wall," or "Build that wall, build that wall." Now, there's nothing to indicate that it is Woods Cross High School in that video. I can't tell that. And somebody is suggesting that, they're doing it because they're urging on their defense, the defensive part of their team, saying, build the defensive wall.
Build the defensive wall.
Yeah, and they're kind of joking by doing it, but they're chanting, let's have a good defense, build that wall, build that wall. I don't see any poster of Donald Trump in the video, even though it says...
There was a poster.
There's a poster of Donald Trump.
Amy Donaldson is going to look into it for us.
But if anybody knows anything about that, you can call us at 877-602-9696.
And this is exactly what I'm talking about. People getting their information second and third hand and not waiting for the proper information. There are people who have passed that video around, I'm sure.
There's people that want to plug their own ideas into whatever's going on.
Yeah.
They want to make it fit their narrative. Like the shooter, already on Facebook, there are people saying, well, he was a white guy that converted to Islam. That's already popping up.
Yeah, that's popping up. And that's what I'm talking about. We don't know that for sure.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything at this point. And that's okay to not know anything at this point. You don't have to know everything right away.
And it's not, if you do, you can be as careful as anything, though. If you do fall for something, even though you're being careful, it's no surprise.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Just don't pass it around and make it worse.
It happens all the time. People retweet stories that they have not read thorouly.
They read the headline.
They read the headline
and it supports
and go, boom.
whatever position they have.
Exactly.
There's going to be a lot more information to come out.
This just happened late last night.
They've been searching the gunman's home in Mesquite. I'm sure they'll find something there that'll have some explanation as to what.
I'm sure he left a message. I'm sure he did, because that's
you don't do something like this and not have any
exactly.
At least you hope there's some explanation.
Yeah.
But of course the gun rights people are talking. It's all started already.
Yeah.
Well, I heard them on Fox TV this morning saying, I don't want to hear anybody saying that our SWAT team shouldn't be properly armed and have all the equipment that they need.
Nobody's saying that, are they?
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of there's been a lot of talk about SWAT teams having too much. Yeah, you've heard it.
Too much firepower.
Too much firepower. You know, they're getting tanks and things like that from surplus from the Army. And people are so the guys on Fox are saying this morning, I don't want to hear anybody say our SWAT team shouldn't have the proper equipment anymore. You know you're going to hear that. You've heard that before because we don't want tanks in the streets. Well, they need this stuff. Let's just remember, you know, they're already using it as some kind of drum beat for some little side note that's just not, it's just ridiculous.
I got this from our friend Dr. Paul White. Here's some things to remember when something like Las Vegas happens.
Okay.
Number one, in the immediate aftermath, news outlets will get it wrong. This happens every time.
Every time.
There's multiple shooters. There's one shooter. There's number two, don't trust anonymous sources.
Yes.
Number three, don't trust stories that cite other news outlets as their source of information.
Yep.
Number four, there's almost never a second shooter.
Yeah.
Number five, pay attention to the language. We're getting reports that. We're seeking confirmation.
Yeah, that means they don't know.
That means they don't know. Look for news outlets that are close to the incident. This is a good one. This is one I like to use. Like if it's coming from, you know, NBC News in Las Vegas as opposed to somewhere else. Compare multiple sources. Big news brings out the fakers and the photoshoppers.
Exactly. I've already seen evidence of that this morning.
Beware of reflexive retweeting. Some of this is on you. I've been guilty of this.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
I've retweeted a story or two that I didn't read thoroughly. I'm trying to be better about that.
Yeah. Because we all have our biases and our... So just
I'm completely bias-free,
yeah.
So completely bias-free.
So just remember, this just happened late last night.
Yeah.
I mean, it has only been a few hours.
The sun hasn't even come up in Las Vegas yet.
No.
I mean,
and probably some things that we're talking about this morning, we'll find out later,
are not true.
Yeah. In our, it's not even a 24-hour news cycle anymore. It's
constant.
It's moment by moment.
Exactly.
That's why things get. They have news to fill, news time to fill, and so that's why they say things like we're trying to get confirmation, but we understand that, or
people
it's
expect
been said
it
that
instantaneous. And they expect to know everything about this guy 5 minutes after it happened.
And it's the way that the news, the people who put news out have been monetized. They have to have clicks. You know, they have to get views.
No,
otherwise they're you know their bosses look at them and go, "What the hell?"
I was listening on the way in this morning. I think you guys both were too.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you got the sense that they probably should have cut away from that story and said, "We'll get back to you when we have some more information."
Well,
but they don't.
They don't.
They just keep talking and
yeah.
speculating.
They know everyone who wakes up this morning wants the Las Vegas shooting news. And so they're putting stuff out there, whether it's right or not.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't checked on it. It's just, you know, one person said this and one person said that.
But people also want,
you know,
their local traffic and their local weather.
Exactly.
And I mean, really, they need that and want that too.
Well, I have that for you if you'd like it.
I thought maybe you did.
Crash southbound 15 near 12th Street exit in Ogden. Traffic's at a standstill, backed up almost 4 miles to far west. Rush hour delays in the typical places. Other than that, northbound I-15 Lehigh up to Sandy Midvale, also southbound I-15 late into Kaysville. I'm going to check our message stream quickly. Yeah, a lot of people actually are stuck in that 12th Street parking lot. Traffic completely stopped. Sorry, you guys, but thanks for letting us know. They sent it in via text 33986, brought to you by... please put your phone down and drive. Just a suggestion from your friends at Everest Collision. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
All right. Here are your boner candidates for round 1 coming up. Number 1, and it may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired. Number 2, most likely it's not sweat.
Oh,
that's a bad one. And boner candidate number 3, I think rugby players, apparently they are not very smart.
Round 1 of your boner voting coming up after these, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stand by for all of that.
I haven't heard, we have not talked about our good friend, Dr. Carol, at Brighton Family Dental for a while, so let's do it now.
Well, let me remind you what happened with Mohammed.
Oh, okay.
About a month ago. He's playing over at a friend's house, and chipped a permanent tooth, not chipped, broke it in half. This was at like 9 o'clock on a Friday night. I called Dr. Carroll because he will do emergency work, and he said, meet me at the office there. He told me what to do that night, to take care of it that night. Met me there first thing in the morning, fixed it right up. That's the kind of guy he is.
Brighton Dental prides themselves on the expertise and compassion of their dentists and their dental team. There.
And I thanked him a million times. And let me tell you this.
It says here in the copy, we don't expect a million times of thanks.
He said, I'm not doing this just for you special, Gina Barberi. He said, this is what we do. If there are emergencies, we help people take care of them.
It says right here, we don't do things especially for Gina Barberi at Brighton Family Dental. We want to take care of everyone. So if you need a dentist or you want to break up with your old dentist, call them 801-943-2020. It's brightondentistry.com.
This is very important. X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop.
I was thinking today how much just this moment one of our interns, the organized intern, Sarah, and I was thinking, I wonder how much it would cost me to hire her.
For what?
As my personal assistant.
Here we go.
What?
You need a personal assistant.
Sure, I'd love one. I would love one. I think a personal assistant would do a lot of good things for me.
Like what? Do you have dry cleaning that needs picking up?
Yes.
You have a hard time getting around to picking up your dry cleaning?
Sometimes. As a matter of fact, I do. I have any number of organizing things that need to be done all the time. It would be very nice to have somebody to post a bunch of social media stuff for me. At my direction, but actually do the work of it. It would be very nice to have somebody I could call up and say, I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I'm forwarding you my list. Please send it. Please do it. See, she's not. You know what I mean. There's any number of things.
You want to go to the store for Bill?
And she would love to. She would love to do it. She's nodding right now. But A, I don't know as I could really afford her, and B, I like her, and so I'm not sure that I want her to be on the receiving end of me saying, "What do you mean you didn't?"
Yeah,
things like that.
You would end up yelling at her.
Well, just we have to break here. But speaking as someone who has an assistant,
what do you need an assistant for?
Here
we go.
I feel bad having her do things.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I'm not utilizing her enough.
You pay her?
I do.
Then don't feel bad.
Yeah.
That unless she's the sort of person who goes, okay, I'll get right on that,
Mr. Jackson.
Yes, if it's that sort of thing, then I need a different assistant. So see, Sarah would go, that's right.
See,
right, Chief. As a matter of fact, I would insist. I'm paying you. Say right, Chief, after everything I say.
What I need is a personal assistant that I don't like.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
How do you find that?
That's the problem I think I would run into. I like Sarah
because my assistant Nicole, I like her. Yeah. I like Sarah. There's no way that I could put her to work as I need. It just anyway.
I could. I just wouldn't want to yell at her.
Yeah,
And you would.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe.
All right, let's get this over
Chief.
with.
That's what Sarah, would you mind when you're here just saying right, Chief, when I ask you to do stuff? Just for fun?
running morning show in Utah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, I mean, come on. You know, we'll take what we can get. X96.
It's 7:21 right now. Time for round one of your Boehner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote who of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day? I'll give you 2 now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky Boehner voters will receive a Can't Buy It, Gotta Win It Radio from Hell Boehner t-shirt, courtesy of
Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car check over before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
All right, here's Boehner candidate number 1. Well, it may be beautiful, and it may be empowering, but you are fired. A plus-size woman, pregnant with her first child, was reportedly fired from her company after posting, it says here, steamy, body-positive shots on social media. Stephanie and Aaron of Overton, Texas, had planned to have pictures taken to announce their engagement.
There it is.
The pair, who preferred to keep their last names private,
they don't keep much else private.
Go to x96.com/live and you can see the pictures.
Decided to go for a more revealing outdoor photo shoot, both opting to go topless. While Aaron stayed in his jeans, Stephanie stripped down to a bikini bottom for the shoot on at the edge of a river. The pictures, shot by Wolf and Rose Photography, were posted on the photographer's Facebook page, and it sparked a lot of feedback. The posted photos received over 66,000 reactions on Facebook and thousands of comments calling the couple beautiful. One of them saying, "I couldn't possibly love this more if I tried." Another picture, it showed the couple passionately kissing. That's the one we have here at x96.com/live, saying, "I honestly..." the woman, the plus-size woman, Stephanie, says, "I've never felt more attractive. I was so nervous to see the final result. I didn't know what to expect, but when I saw the album, I was shocked. I look so in love. I look confident. Every person should be able to see themselves in that light. It's really eye-opening." Well, the bank she works at in Austin didn't think so.
What?
You're fired. They fired her.
Over that.
Over that? Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what she does at the bank.
It has to do with the bank's image. A bank representative refused to make comments.
Is she wearing bikini bottoms that say whatever bank name on them? That
they
has nothing to do with that.
They said, no, well, I'm sorry. She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have insurance. She's pregnant, 20 weeks pregnant with her first child. She said, "I don't regret doing the shoot. It helped me feel more confident, and it was worth it for that. But I don't have a job anymore." A bank representative has refused to make comment. Boehner candidate number 1. Well, it may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired. Boehner candidate number 2. Oh, don't. It's most likely it's not sweat. California state officials are investigating whether colorful flutes given to students in Southern California schools.
You're doing this one.
No.
I was only guessing that you were going to do this one.
May have been contaminated with semen from a teacher.
He just went right into it.
Yep.
Well, what do you do? What do you say? You just have to say it. Okay. The California Department of Justice and the U.S. Postal Service have begun an investigation into the flutes in several Southern California schools. Schools in Fountain Valley, L.A., Fullerton, on and on. A lot of them, 13 school districts, might have been affected. The notations stated the investigation involved an unnamed music teacher described as, quote, "an independent contractor," who administered a music program for students at some schools. The flutes are colorfully decorated and painted by students all over Southern California through a program called Flutes Across the World. The flutes and recorders were given to the students, and they were potentially contaminated with bodily fluids. As part of the investigation, the police said, you'll have to read between the lines here, but most likely it's not sweat, what we're talking about here.
Oh, boy.
Boehner candidate number 2.
Great.
Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. Rugby players are apparently not too bright.
Boehner candidate number 3 coming up after this here, Big Boy News and a Pinuendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, Utah's only authentic Jewish deli featuring world-class New York corned beef. Carrie, you're going to say you...
They're not open today.
No.
Be thinking about it for tomorrow.
Plan it.
Why this happens on Monday,
I
don't know.
New York corned beef, pastrami bagels, matzo ball soup, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, live music Friday and Saturday nights. Check out feldmansdeli.com for more information.
This from the Los Angeles Times. More than 50 people were killed and at least 400 others injured after a gunman opened fire at the Country Music Festival opposite the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. The 64-year-old suspect, Stephen Paddock, a resident of Mesquite, Nevada. He apparently took his own life after a SWAT team, or right before a SWAT team burst into the hotel room on the 32nd floor from which he had been firing down on the crowd. Police have succeeded in locating a woman identified as Mary Lou Danley, who was traveling with Mr. Paddock. One of the dead people includes an off-duty police officer who was attending the concert. Several others, officers from Nevada and California, both on and off duty, were wounded. University Medical Center is treating many of the patients. Police say that the suspect, Stephen Paddock, is from Mesquite. Right now, we believe this was just a lone wolf attack, said Clark County Sheriff Joe Lombardo. Paddock had been in the hotel since September 28th.
A while.
And it had at least 10 rifles in the room. He had no prior criminal history, according to this story in the L.A. Times. Investigators entered Paddock's home in Mesquite this morning. The motive for the shooting, not yet known.
Apparently his companion, the woman that she was located out of the country. So apparently she was not...
So she was not in Las Vegas
again,
at the time.
This stuff's coming in moment by moment, and that could change, but that's what I'm seeing now.
So we don't know. That's all we know.
I mean, there's more false information out there than there is correct information. I mean, there's false memes, and just wait to get your information.
Don't get it off Facebook.
Don't.
Heroin addicts looking for clean needles are in for tough times in Salt Lake City since Operation Rio Grande chased them and a syringe exchange program out of the area around downtown's homeless shelter. The controversial needle exchange that operated twice weekly on 5th West near 3rd South was sponsored by the Utah Harm Reduction Coalition to help addicts from contracting diseases such as HIV and hepatitis C. We had them here in our studio, the needle exchange people, not because we needed some needles, but because they wanted to talk about their program. Intravenous drug users will now be at greater risk, warned Mindy Vincent, founder of the program. I believe it was Mindy who was here. But some politicians and law enforcement officials said the program just enables and encourages people to take drugs. They also complained that it wasn't an exchange, but rather a giveaway. It cannot possibly encourage or enable people to do drugs. If you are doing heroin, you are addicted to heroin, and you're going to take it no matter what.
There's nobody that starts doing heroin going, well, I wasn't going to, but they have this needle exchange program.
Exactly. Maybe I'll start now.
I'll start. That doesn't happen.
That's just such, I hate it, such horse crap.
Well, it's just a complete misunderstanding,
Operation Rio Grande has led to the jailing of about 1,400 people, although about 70% have been released. The impact has driven many homeless campers and addicts into outlying areas of Salt Lake, don't I know it, and beyond. The 2-year enforcement effort launched October 14th has reduced the program's ability, that is the needle exchange's ability, to bring clean needles to heroin addicts, Mindy Vincent said. It's difficult to locate homeless addicts who are forced to move frequently by law enforcement. The exchange gave out packets of needles on about 2,000 of them a month. Now the addicts are jailed or they're hiding from law enforcement. And like there's a guy quoted here, He said, yeah, I've been a heroin addict for a number of years. I shoot 5 times a day, whether I have a clean needle or not. Salt Lake County Mayor Ben McAdams is saying that he might run for Congress against Mia Love.
Yeah.
Now,
really?
Now he doesn't live in that district, but I guess the law says you don't have to live in the district, which I think is odd, but
it is weird.
You don't have to live in the district to run for a seat in that district. A lot of voters are encouraging me to run, McAdams said. It's something I'm seriously considering. McAdams told the Salt Lake Tribune, it's a critical time in the nation's history, and there's a need for people in Washington who can work across party lines. McAdams lives in the 2nd district, which my district, which has Chris Stewart. We got Chris Stewart. The Constitution allows residents to run for any congressional seat in their respective states. Well, if you want to go that far, why can't I run for a congressional district in Illinois then? I might as well. I don't know why, but see, that seems that you should live in the district that you represent. But O.J. Simpson is now free.
My sports.
He's now free to look for the real killers. He got into a white SUV.
Really?
Somebody picked him
where
up.
he feels comfortable.
Not a Bronco, but
in a white SUV.
Was Al Cowlings driving?
No.
The 70-year-old left the Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada just after midnight, local time. I don't know where he was headed, said a prison spokesman, but somebody tracked him down. Some reporters tracked him down as he sat at the back of the SUV in Amargosa Valley, about 75 miles northwest of Las Vegas. It was 5:30 in the morning, and the reporters tracked him down and went up to the van and the SUV and said, "Hey, OJ." He says, "What? You guys been stalking me?"
Yep.
Yeah, we have. Asked how it felt to be free, he said, "I've been in a car for the last 5 hours. How do I know how it feels to be free? I have been in Nowhere, USA for the last 9 years, doing nothing. Nothing has changed in my life. What do you expect?" he said. Asked where he was headed. He said, "None of your business."
I thought it was interesting. He took everything from the prison with him. The clothes that had, because they write your name on your shower shoes.
Valuable stuff.
Well, and they said he took it because he didn't want it ending up on eBay.
Yeah.
Well,
took his hot plate, took his...
I want to sell it.
Yeah, he'll sell it.
And he's also selling his first interview.
Yeah. And it said, and when they said, who's gonna give it? He said, "I don't know. Whoever, it's going to be a lot of money.
The highest bidder.
Give me a lot of money, and I'll do the interview." And the Kids in the Hall have reunited.
They have.
Again.
Good.
They've apparently done it multiple times since the cancellation of their sketch series in the mid-'90s, but they haven't appeared on TV under their preferred moniker since 2010's Kids in the Hall, Death Comes to Town. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, they might be getting back together, they say, for a new limited series in the vein of Mr. Show's recent revival on Netflix. I didn't know they were doing new Mr. Shows.
Oh, yeah, that was a while ago.
Huh.
They were okay.
Yeah, not as good.
I'm a huge Mr. Show fan, and they were okay.
That's Bob Odenkirk and David Cross.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk.
Kevin McDonald dropped the news in a new interview with newspress.com. "You're the first guy to know this," he said. "Last night before I got on the plane, we got a Kids in the Hall group message to all of us. Warren Michaels wants us to do what Mr. Show did and do like 6 episodes of sketches for something like Netflix." He said now the group hasn't even had the chance to do a proper discussion on the project. Nobody's against it, though, he said, as far as I know. We'll try to get it going. That'd be pretty good, pretty fun.
Well, Mark McKinney is on Superstore, the TV show, and he's really funny on that. He plays Glenn, the manager of the store, who has the funny voice.
You see Scott, what's his name? The gay guy, Scott.
I follow him on Twitter. What's his name?
He pops up every once in a while and stuff, and he's usually funny.
Yep.
And Harrison Ford was doing an interview with Ryan Gosling on the Graham Norton show. It's so Graham Norton, and apparently he couldn't remember Ryan Gosling's name during the interview. They were sitting side by side. Now, people are saying it could be, and apparently he forgot his name several times I kept.
I think it was. I think it was a routine they were doing. I watched it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but some people said they thought it. He might be, and he said if he's joking, he was really good at it.
Did you see any of the Saturday Night Live with Ryan Gosling?
I did.
Yes. I thought that thing about the fonts, and my wife, who loves fonts.
She loves fonts?
The Avatar font thing
she's
was...
a font queen.
Yeah.
She's a font queen.
Avatar font thing was really funny. And his opening bit about him saving jazz was funny as well.
That's a La La Land.
Yeah.
But I love it when they recreate the "we were abducted by aliens."
That was the best. When
It's
what's
the
her name,
best
Kate
because
McKinnon.
it's Kate McKinnon is the best.
She could not be funnier. And when she stuck her face in Ryan Gosling's butt, I mean,
she is a national treasure.
And he just couldn't.
He
couldn't
no.
control it. He started laughing.
I love her so much.
See, and I was getting mad at Ryan Gosling during that episode because he kept cracking up.
He
Not
did-
just
he
in that
cracked up-
sketch,
yeah, he
but
cracked up
throughout.
another time
Throughout the
as
night,
well.
he was cracking up, and I was like, "Be a professional, man."
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was okay. It's like when Harvey Korman and Tim Conway used to crack up on the
for
Carol
some reason,
Burnett
it was
show.
charming when they did it. When he was doing it, it was bothersome.
You're being bugged by Ryan.
I was being
Gosling.
bothered by it.
All right, that's it. Sports.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Traffic.
Well, we did all the O.J. Simpson stuff. That was my sports. And Real Salt Lake, go Real! Really great point they got from being in L.A. Kyle Beckerman scored in stoppage, and it was great. Really fun to watch. If you haven't seen the clips of
Sounds
that,
great.
yeah. If you haven't seen the clips of that goal, you should go watch them. That's sports. And brought to you by The Ruin and Sugar House, a modern bar open daily from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., featuring weekly bingo, DJs, live music, located on Wilmington Avenue. Ruin, work is the curse of the drinking class. We got spotty sprinkles today, 53 for a high. We'll continue to warm up and sunny up as the week goes on. Traffic, we've got crash eastbound 201 freeway, 72nd West. Rain is causing wet roads and slowage. In some areas, please reduce your speeds if you're in a rainy area. 2 different crashes, a 4-mile stretch of I-15 southbound. They're causing a parking lot situation from Far West to 12th Street. Heard from a bunch of friends of the program that are stuck in that. They sent that to us via text 33986.
All right.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. Rugby players are apparently not too bright. Wales rugby star Scott Baldwin was bitten by a lion while trying to pet it. I love this line, too. He plays for a team called the Ospreys. The Ospreys hooker, that's a position in rugby, I guess, was forced to miss his side's game after the beast attacked him in South Africa. He was bitten on the hand. Now, the lion was in a cage.
I'm guessing this is the before the bite picture that we have at x96.com/live.
And this rugby player reaches into the cage and starts petting the lion. At which point, the lion turns around and sinks his teeth into the rugby player's hand. The incident happened at a game park, and the player's boss, the coach of the team, labeled him stupid. Steve Tandy, head coach
You get what you deserve.
of the side base in Swansea, South Wales, said there was an incident with a lion, but in fairness, it had nothing to do with the lion. He did bite Scott, but when you put your hand in a cage where there's a lion, you probably will get bitten.
Yeah.
He's going to have some stitches. He missed a game. He'll be okay. But Boehner candidate number 3, rugby players are apparently not too bright.
There you go. Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1, it may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired. This is the story of a woman who was fired from her job at a bank because she did and they're art photographs, they really are. She's a big woman, and she's getting married, and she's with her fiance, I guess, and they're kind of topless, and at least the photos I've seen, nothing actually shows.
Well, you can't even see her face there. How do you know it's her?
There may be more
I think maybe the tattoos might give it away. Anyway, she's been fired from her job at the bank. Boehner candidate number 2, most likely it's not sweat, a bodily fluid contaminating hundreds of flutes that were given to school children in Southern California. It's not sweat.
No.
So you read between the lines, as the police said. And Boehner candidate number 3, rugby players are apparently not very smart.
All right, let's vote. It's for round 1 of your Boehner voting. You have to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the day. It'll go up against the winner of round 2 that we do next hour. So you decide, 1, 2, or 3, the candidate number. Put that candidate number in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. That's how you vote for it. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Looks like Festus is taking the votes in the producer's booth for your voice votes. Or you can go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 1, October 2nd. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll show. All right, less than 300 seconds. Get your vote in now. Boehner voting round 1. Let's go.
My grandpa never said that. What was that all about?
Fine, I won't say anything.
No,
then.
we're not saying don't say anything. We're trying to. For how many years have you been here? We're trying to still teach you. Please say things. But, wait for a break in the sentence. When someone is in mid-sentence, you don't start talking.
I might forget what I was going to say.
There is that. There is that.
I have to say it.
There's an unplanned course change being fed into the instruments, sir.
The minute it comes to me.
No, Leanne, we're not going to stop being mean to Gina. Go away. I'm not answering that call.
Well, no, let me talk to Leanne. Hi, Leanne. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Now, Leanne, have you been listening this morning?
I have.
Yeah, I don't think of being particularly mean to Gina.
Well, okay, you guys are always picking on her at some point. You have to be nice to her.
Why?
I might cry.
Yeah, see?
I think...
Don't make Gina cry.
Okay.
Leanne, you and Gina are single-handedly putting women's rights into the Middle Ages. All right? You fight like hell for equal rights to work just like the men, and then you get here and expect special treatment.
No, it's not special treatment. It's called don't be mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's special treatment.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean or you might make her cry.
You have to understand Carrie's mean to everyone.
Yes.
Thanks, Leanne.
Thank you,
You're
Leanne.
welcome. I love you guys.
See you later.
Oh, my God. Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
I'm just fine.
You're a great Americanist. What can we do for you?
I just wanted to tell you to be nice to Gina. That's all I wanted.
Okay, thanks.
I was feeling sad for her.
See, you were going to cry for me, huh?
I was. I think I had a couple of tears welling
Michelle,
up, and
do
I
you
thought,
think
you know
that...
what? This is wrong.
Michelle, do you think women need special treatment in the workplace?
I never said they needed special treatment.
No, I'm asking you a question.
No.
Okay, then.
Michelle.
But there's a difference between special treatment and just common courtesy.
Michelle.
Being nice.
Michelle, is it common courtesy? Now, have you've been listening this morning?
Yes.
Yes.
All I'm trying to do is get through this feature.
Yeah.
And Gina is saying, "Oh, that's what happened to the."
How is that common courtesy?
So you know what I did? I stopped and said, "Well, then tell us all about it." Apparently,
you were being sarcastic.
Apparently,
and then you yelled at her a
I
minute
didn't-
later for like 5 minutes. You
I
guys
didn't-
stop. You just
all
kept
right,
going.
no, I
Michelle.
didn't yell.
Michelle.
And going.
I didn't yell.
Michelle.
All right.
Michelle, is it common courtesy to interrupt someone when they're speaking?
No, but she said she was sorry.
But
very
she says
sorry.
she's sorry every day.
But I'm really, really sorry.
Oh, wait a minute. Michelle's right. Gina said she was
said,
sorry.
I'm sorry, and you kept going, and I thought, that poor girl is either
Again,
gonna cry or
Michelle,
quit.
you and Gina are setting back women's rights 30 or 40 years.
I have to disagree with you.
I think it's
Just
only 20.
apologize, Michelle.
Michelle,
just tell Carrie you're sorry.
You're wrong, and you know why?
Why am
Because
I
you're a
wrong?
woman. That's why, okay?
But thanks for
If
trying.
I were as smart as you guys, I'd know when.
Barberry on X96.
7:47, time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of boner voting brought to you in part by sausages with peppers and onions and a nice marinara sauce.
Nice.
And it's Monday, time for Gracie's Monday Jazz Jam with David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet from 7 to 10. Open to local musicians who wish to sit in with the band. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates, adults only.
So we had boner candidate number one. It may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired. A plus-size woman, pregnant with her first child, was reportedly terminated from her banking job after posting some photos on social media. And she didn't even post them, I think. It was the photography.
It was
place
a photographer.
that, posted them on his Facebook, because he has a business and he liked the way the photos looked. And it's her with her fiance. They're getting married soon, and they're by the river, and they don't have their shirts on, and they're embracing and kissing and all of that. And she said, I don't know, I kind of liked the pictures, and they made me feel good about myself.
Doesn't have anything to do with a bank where she works.
And then boner candidate number two, which was, it was most likely it's not sweat, the flutes that had been given to school children in Southern California, contaminated with what they said was a bodily fluid, and most likely it wasn't sweat. And boner candidate number three, rugby players are apparently not too bright. A rugby player stuck his hand in a cage where there was a lion to pet the lion, and the lion bit him. He had to go to the hospital. He missed one of the games, the rugby games. The winner of the boner T-shirt was either Jose or Josie. I'm not sure.
I'm sure it's Jose.
Well, it's Jose. So
Josie would have an eye.
And the winner by one vote, boner candidate number one.
One vote?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired.
All right, there you go. That one will now go to Boner Fight. It might possibly be the boner of the day. Depends, because round two happens at 8:20. We'll get to the opposing boner.
Bill, you need to go get Chainsaw Guy.
Will
you go let him in?
He's looking down at my schedule. He's here. I saw him.
Well, you go get him while I read the sponsor.
This is what you'll win.
Yeah, we have Chainsaw Guy coming in, and he's going to say a phrase, and if you can decipher the phrase that he's saying correctly, you'll get tickets to Fear Factory, easily the most terrifying haunted attraction in Utah, over 200 years of gruesome history, right in the heart of Salt Lake City's industrial district. Open now Tuesdays through Saturdays, 666 West, 8 South. Get information about free zombie bus and purchase your tickets in advance at fearfactoryslc.com. So the winner will receive 2 tickets to Fear Factory and then qualified for a chainsaw. So call 877-602-9696 if you want to try to decipher what Chainsaw Guy is saying.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Oh, hi, Chainsaw Guy.
How's it going? How's it
Come on
going?
in. Come on in.
Have you had a lot of coffee this morning, Chainsaw Guy?
No. I just, listen, I heard you talking about that zombie bus at Fear Factory.
Yes.
There are 2 of them, you know.
Oh, really?
They have 2 buses, and both of them, well, particularly the one I ride on sometimes, is a sweet ride.
Is that how you get to work? You take the zombie bus to work?
No, I just ride on it to terrorize people.
Oh, okay.
And counsel them sometimes because, as you know, I am a self-certified life counselor.
When you're not working in the haunted house as the guy in the hockey mask with the chainsaw chasing people out at the end.
That's right. Sometimes, though, I do both.
You do both.
Sometimes I counsel them after I chase them out of the haunted house.
Do you ever counsel as you're chasing them?
I tried.
Like, you really need to get your life together.
I tried that, and it was not well received.
It was not well received. Okay, all right. Well, let's go to our first caller, Lauren. Lauren, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Is Chainsaw Guy's real name Jason?
No.
It's just
Chainsaw
Chainsaw
Guy.
It's Chainsaw. My middle name is Saw. My first name Shane, last name Guy.
Although it originally was pronounced Guy. But,
you're French.
He's French.
Yes, we have French ancestors. That's right. Chainsaw Guy.
But here in America, it's been changed to Guy.
Chainsaw Guy.
So.
Okay.
All right, Lauren, he's going to give you the phrase that slays, and if you can decipher through that hockey mask what he is saying, you will win the tickets
to Fear Factory, and then qualify for the chainsaw.
We still don't know what brand of chainsaw it is or how powerful it is.
Well, listen, I'll find out as soon as I can.
If you would, please. Thank you. All right, you ready? Listen carefully.
Sure.
Chainsaw Guy, go ahead.
Oh,
there you go. You want to hear it one more time?
I need it one more time.
I do too.
Please.
All right, one more time. There you go. Lauren, can you decipher what Chainsaw Guy is saying?
I'm probably wrong, but I thought I heard, oh no, what am I supposed to say?
You're absolutely correct.
Yay!
You're not wrong, Lauren.
Yay!
You're right.
Nobody's wrong.
I'm so lucky.
Gina, remember I have a chainsaw.
Don't give it away.
Remember, I have a chainsaw. Lauren, congratulations. I hope to see you at Fear Factory. We love you, Lauren.
All right, we'll see you.
Oh, shucks. Thank you, guys.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. We'll get your information. Okay, there we go.
Listen, I gotta go. I got a cigarette that's still burning out there.
Oh, good. All right, go finish it.
Out in front of the building.
Go finish it.
Set it on the wall.
Go finish it before somebody steals it from you.
Okay, see ya.
Bye-bye, Chainsaw Guy. Gina, you're going to give people the impression that this is just an entertaining way to give away tickets to a random caller.
Yeah, you're going to give people the impression that this is entertaining.
Yes.
I was just amused that she was actually trying to figure out what he was saying.
Well, all right. Well, speaking of trying to figure out what people are saying, this is exactly what I was. This is okay.
Okay.
So I come home on Friday. Well, it's a little bit longer story than that. I realized I forgot to pick up my meat at Circle V Meats.
Down in Spanish.
Yeah, my brother took one of the cows in to be slaughtered, and I had about 100 pounds of something.
How do you forget 100 pounds of meat?
I was supposed to go get it earlier in the week, and I forgot. So Friday, I called them up, and I said, is it still there?
Did it spoil?
No, it's there, frozen. So I ran down to get it, and I come back. And at that point, my lawn guy, Spiro, is there. Mm-hmm. And the deal with Spiro is he's got a really thick Greek accent. And between that and my inability to hear him, I don't understand a lot of times what he's saying. Uh-huh. So he greets me, "Hey, Gary, my friend." You know, I get that.
Yeah.
And then he starts going on about tomatoes. And I couldn't figure out what he was saying.
Okay.
He said something, and he kept pointing to my rose bushes out front. Mm-hmm. And talking about tomatoes and how they've gone wormy, and you planted them too late.
Okay.
Now, I didn't plant tomatoes this year. All right. I didn't
Well, you're really late then.
When I do tomatoes, I don't plant them in the rose.
Pot,
I have
right?
pots. I have 3 pots I put them in because the rose bush roots are really thick and it'd be hard for the tomato to get any footing, right? And I said, I didn't plant this year. And then he's going on about how you planted too late and they're going bad. I'm like, So I didn't know what he was talking about. I couldn't figure out. Well, the next day, Sue decided that she was going to go out and do some work out in the yard out front just to, clean up a few things. And she texted me. I'm inside, and she goes, come on out here. And I went out. There were tomatoes growing. That's what Spiro was trying to tell me. I did not plant them, and I've never heard of this. I always thought that you had to plant tomato plants to get tomatoes.
Yeah, I didn't think they would volunteer.
These were volunteer. Yeah. I've never heard of that.
No, I haven't either.
And so there were a bunch of green ones, so I picked them and took them inside, and they'll ripen. But there were 2 that at first glance looked beautiful, great big ones, the biggest ones I've had.
That's so weird.
And there they were, growing.
I guess they grow. They do grow from seeds at some point.
I suppose.
Did you throw tomatoes out in your bushes?
No.
Did somebody throw tomatoes at your house that you're not aware of?
No. There may have been a tomato or 2 that dropped off of the vines and went down. And
do you have them in pots above?
I do. Yeah.
Well, that's probably what happened.
But I've never heard of that before.
No, I haven't either.
Surprise tomatoes.
Or maybe someone in your neighborhood planted some plants there for you.
Why would they do that?
Well, because listen, there's somebody in my neighborhood who keeps leaving cookies on my porch.
What do you mean
brownies?
Like
it's constantly, once a month at least.
Once a month?
Yeah.
Secret brownies
and cookies. And
do you eat them?
And you're eating them?
I have. My son will eat them no matter what. When my wife intercepts them, she throws them out.
I wouldn't trust those at all.
Well, nobody's died so far, and they have been eaten, but it's weird.
Crash southbound 5600 West 21st South. We've got a crash in Stansbury Park, northbound SR 36 at milepost 62 off to the right shoulder there. Crash southbound I-15 in Far West, the center lane closed there. Lots of issues up in Weaver County this morning. Crash southbound I-15 200 North Davis County, the left lane is closed there. And let me check our message stream quickly because friends of the program like to give us traffic updates at 33986. Nope, nothing new there.
All right, Bill Frost will tell us what's on TV, what to avoid this week, coming up after these. KXRK Provo.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding.
I was yesterday. I was at a business. I'll tell you, I was at a business called Total Health and Fitness, who I believe we're going to be doing some commercials for. So I'm out there talking to the folks and everything, and I get done with my business at Total Health and Fitness, which is in Draper on 123rd South, and I'm just about to leave the building where Total Health and Fitness is located.
Okay.
And a woman walks in and walks up to the desk and says to the lovely receptionist at Total Health and Fitness, "Hi, is this Total Health and Fitness?" To which the receptionist, being a nicer person than I am, said, "Why, yes, it is." And that the woman said, "Oh, okay, good. I'd really like to apply for a job." Now, if it had been me as the receptionist, when she walked in and said,
"Yeah,
is this Total Health and Fitness?" And I probably would have been nice to a point and said, "Yes." And when she said, "Oh, good, I'd like to apply for a job," I would have said, "Don't bother."
Exactly.
Because you apparently can't read the signs all over the building. You didn't read the big sign over the door before you walked in. You didn't see the sign on 123rd South, blazing across the building, Total Health and Fitness. You didn't see that anywhere. I'd just as soon you not apply for a job. Thank you. Goodbye.
You think she was being ironic? Because the signs were everywhere?
No. The receptionist did say she's way nicer than I am, but it was probably true. I don't think she was just trying to be nice. She said, "Well, we're not hiring right now." I would have just said, "Don't bother." God. Oh, shit. I'm just sitting there and looking at this going, really? Really? I'm not a nice person, though.
No, you're not.
No.
From Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Sponsor, Gina?
Celebrate autumn at Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with the Oktoberfest Getaway Package, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass from $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Here he is, Bill Frost, City Weekly's television critic, reviewer, whatever. And also he does the Ocho and hosts a television podcast called TV 10. And you can find all of that Bill Frost stuff. Where, Bill Frost?
At billfrost.tv.
All right. So, what's coming up?
What do we got?
Well, it's a little slower this week.
Oh, okay, because last week you killed me.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Too much stuff.
But most of it was terrible, so you had no reason to tune into it.
Do we have fewer good things this week?
The Orville is quite good.
Yeah,
it really is quite
People
good.
are coming around to the Orville.
Yeah,
because they're saying, "Hey, I like Star Trek,
and I don't have to pay extra for it,
and it's free."
Yeah.
Just watch that. Yeah.
It's so very next generation. I mean, it's just
it's
amazing.
My wife likes it a lot.
Anyway.
Coming up tonight, season 2 premiere Lucifer.
Yay.
Finally.
Daddy's guilty pleasure.
There's no need to be guilty about that. I think it's a fine show.
I enjoy it.
Followed by The Gifted. It's a
Yes.
it's another Marvel thing.
Are they mutants? Are they?
They are X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, they are mutants.
Okay.
We're not using the word
I'm
X-Men
sorry.
necessarily, but one of the characters is Polaris, I believe.
Yeah.
And she,
go ahead. I just read some names of the characters that are kind of weird. I think I
Yeah,
have.
she is. They're known characters from the comic books, and Polaris is apparently a daughter of Magneto, and that may be addressed in this show.
Yeah, it's from Bryan Singer
Mhm.
and Matt Nix, who's
that's good,
very very good, and this is probably one of the few good shows of the new season.
Oh, you've seen an
Yeah,
episode?
it's very well done.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
It's better than the Inhumans.
So my daughter really liked. I can never think of the name of it. The other that had Aubrey Plaza in it. The other Marvel
Legion.
Legion.
She really liked that show.
This is a little less weird than Legion.
Would she
Actually, a
like?
lot.
She'd probably like this. I mean, it's young people mostly.
Oh yeah.
and-
Yeah, it's definitely a lot easier to follow than Legion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not saying anything.
If we have time, we can talk about Inhumans, but we'll see. Ugh.
All right.
Also, the premiere of a new sitcom with Mark Feuerstein called 9JKL.
What kind of a title is that?
It's a terrible title for a show that will not be around.
I was going to say,
So don't bother to try to learn it.
That is not a title.
It's a sitcom with a laugh track, and it is notable. It has Elliot Gould and Linda Lavin.
Well,
I'm assigning Gina to watch this. That is your assignment.
It's basically a family comedy set in a New York City apartment building.
Gee, I wish
Hence the name.
I wish Vic Tayback was still around.
If
Well,
only
you got
he could be in
Elliot
it.
Gould. It's almost like having Vic Payback.
Don't bother. It won't be around long.
All right.
Also coming up tomorrow night, the season premieres of The Middle, Fresh Off the Boat, Blackish, all fine comedies, followed by a not good comedy, a new one, The Mayor.
You're not liking this one,
Not so far, no.
because they keep trying to tell me how well reviewed it is.
Not by me.
All the commercials I've seen is look at these reviews for The Mayor.
It's not quite up to the stand. ABC has a lot of really good comedies right now.
Yeah, they do.
This is not quite up there with them. Maybe if it were on another channel, it's like, yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad for a CBS
Yeah.
comedy or whatever.
If it were on CBS, it would be an amazing sitcom.
Oh, I see.
It is followed on ABC called Kevin Probably Saves the World.
Now, what's that?
Jason Ritter is visited by a guardian angel
Okay.
to save, in charge with the task to save humanity. Okay. This is not a plot from a 1980s Fox sitcom. This is a drama.
It's a drama?
Dramedy.
No,
more so.
Don't care.
Out.
Yeah. I don't.
Sounds
don't predict
terrible.
this will be around long at all.
Sounds terrible.
Thursday, Scandal, season 7.
People still like it.
All right.
Oh yeah, now more than ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can look at Kerry Washington all day.
A Super Mansion special on Crackle called Drag Me to Halloween. That's probably all you need to know about that.
Really,
I'm good.
That's all you need.
In case you don't know, Super Mansion is from the Robot Chicken people.
Yeah.
It's very Robot Chicken.
It's not stop motion. It's proper animation.
Yeah. Also, season 2 of Van Helsing, a show that I really want to get better.
I didn't think it would be season 2, honestly.
Yeah.
It's young Van Helsing.
No.
It's
It's female Van Helsing.
Oh.
young female Van
Yeah.
Helsing.
I haven't seen any of this yet.
It's in modern day.
Modern day,
looking Van Helsing.
And she's like a bloodline of the original vampire.
Yeah, well, now-
Uncle Van Helsing.
Now that we don't have the strain, we need a vampire apocalypse show.
I
and
suppose.
This is one of those.
Thank God the strain is over.
This is, Neil LaBute. This is a Neil LaBute show.
Really?
I totally forgot about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that makes any difference at
Utah
all.
Zone.
Yeah. Followed by a very good new series on Sci-Fi called Ghost Wars. Dumb title because that sounds like a haunted storage unit show.
Yeah.
Are there any ghosts in it?
There are.
Are they space ghosts?
I
would
wish
wa-
it was
I
Space
would watch
Ghost.
that. What is Ghost Wars?
Ghost Wars is a suspense thriller horror drama.
Okay.
Vincent D'Onofrio is in this.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Candace McClure from Battlestar Galactica, and Meatloaf.
Well,
And
you had me
Meatloaf.
until that point, but
Oh, come on, he's Meatloaf.
all right, okay. Well, what's the plot?
It's set in a small remote town in Alaska, and supernatural stuff starts happening, and it's really creepy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd say it's almost up there with Channel Zero.
And it's on what?
Sci-fi.
It's on Sci-Fi.
Thursday.
I'm glad you brought up Channel Zero because
liking
I
that?
watched that first episode of what's it called, No End House?
No End House, yeah.
Really good.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That episode was it was scary. It was just what you wanted.
Mm.
You know, it was really good. I'd say it's even better than American Horror Story.
I would definitely say that.
I watched 2 episodes of American Horror Story and said, I cannot listen to Sarah Paulson scream and cry anymore. I'm done.
Your kids might like this Channel Zero.
I think my son,
I don't know if your boy would.
I think my son is watching it.
Because it's not bloody, but it's suspenseful. It's scary.
And coming up on Friday, Once Upon a Time, Season 7.
Yes.
Still a thing.
Mhm.
I did not know.
I didn't either.
Also, another new sci-fi series called Superstition. It's a spooky series set in a funeral home.
How has this show not been around already?
Yeah, how
Something
come?
called Superstition.
And you should be watching
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love funeral homes.
Coming up on Saturday, season 43 premiere of Austin City Limits, starring Game of Thrones' own Ed Sheeran.
Really? Okay.
I know that's the way you want to kick off your season, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a million people will watch.
I know they will. Saturday Night Live, hosted by Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
I always do
announcer.
that.
The announcer. Gadot.
It's
Yes.
Gadot. Ask my daughter; she'll tell you. It's
Yes.
Gal Gadot.
And musical guest Sam Smith.
So I'll be fast forwarding through that.
Yes, as always. And season 4 of Madam Secretary on Sunday.
Season 4. Again, that's
Yeah.
a show I didn't think that you'd
Is
be
that
saying.
T. Leone.
T. Leone.
I think my mother-in-law, who's in her 80s, likes that.
Exactly.
That's the audience.
Yeah.
That's the audience who was like, oh, if Hillary were president, this would be the show.
Well, no, she wouldn't want Hillary to be president. But
Is that it?
That is your week there, yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you my feelings on Inhumans at Geek News. How about that? At
I can't
8:45.
wait.
It's, I just have one observation. All right. Anything? Yeah. Okay. Traffic, Gina? Do you have traffic?
Yeah, it's brought to you by Fear Factory, Salt Lake City's only haunted house. Visit fearfactoryslc.com to read about Fear Factory's haunted history and to purchase your tickets today. Crash westbound US 40. This is up in Summit County. We've got a crash southbound I-15 Harrisville Road in Weber County off to the right shoulder. Crash 5600 West 21st South in Salt Lake. Crash northbound SR 36. This is in Stansbury Park, Tooele, off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 far west Weber County. There's a couple of accidents right in the same area there. Center lane is closed there. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much.
we've got Boehner's Round 2 coming up. Your candidates are, number 1, we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked. Okay?
Okay.
Boehner candidate number 2, yes, I said it. Boehner candidate number 3, my granddaughter is missing.
All right. Boehner's Round 2 coming up along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo and everything that we have on the Las Vegas shooting. Coming up after these. Stand by for that. First, got to say about Shamrock Plumbing.
If you need a plumber, this is where you go. They've come to my house recently. They've been at Gina's house, Carrie's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
Just last week I had them there. I've had them do a few different things. I've had them, like Carrie had installed new kitchen faucets and shower heads, and they'll do that.
If you need a new water softener,
Oh, I've had them do that too.
you can get a free 30-day trial on the new water softener system. All the details how to get that 30-day free trial are at shamrockplumbing.net. So, I mean, if you put it in, you don't care for it, then they'll come and take it away.
You won't. There's no way.
Shamrock Plumbing, they will do big jobs and small jobs. If you're just got a leaky faucet, or if you have a whole, new house to plumb, they can do it. Also, water heaters and water purification systems. Shamrock Plumbing, they'll beat anybody's price. Give them a call, 801-295-1690, or go to shamrockplumbing.net. Somebody sent a picture, tweeted a picture of, I was talking earlier about my strange gum obsession when I was a little kid. And I liked to get under the tables at restaurants, and I would take gum from under the table, already chewed gum, and I would chew it. And I also liked the way the gum looked, underneath the table, the restaurant table. It was pretty. It was kind of like a abstract art. And somebody sent a picture. Kara Jane Prower sent this picture of this gum wall.
I've seen the gum wall.
Well, and I was going to say, why didn't you bring this up? Because I remember you talking about this. It's in Portland.
Like a whole alleyway that's just covered in gum.
Yeah.
It just that I don't know how it started.
Didn't occur to you to bring that up when we were talking about it before.
No, I forgot about it until she.
Is the one? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It is like an entire alleyway. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
You would love it. You should make a pilgrimage.
So this shows you why I thought that looked so cool when I was a kid.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We get a picture frame. No picture. And we set it up somewhere, and every morning you put your gum there.
Well, it's just the same kind of gum all the time.
Then there's the challenge. You'll have to switch up gums.
I'm sorry, it's Seattle. It's not
Seattle.
Seattle. It's Seattle.
Okay. Let's maybe we should have a gum. I think this is a good idea. Let's have a gum picture frame in here and invite guests when they come here if they're chewing gum, or let's just say. Anytime Richie invites a guest to come to the studio, say, and we'd like you to be chewing gum to add to our gum frame.
Yeah.
And we'll make a piece of gum art.
Yeah, but then are you going to be tempted to...
No, I'm over that. I'm over that obsession where
he won't try to pull the gum off and eat it. No.
But I think it'd be nice to have a piece of gum art.
What color of gum is this? Not even aware. It's blue. Okay, so my contributions would be blue.
Well, does it stay blue after you're done chewing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gum is it?
Orbit? You like the Orbit.
That 5 gum?
Oh, 5.
No, I only bought Orbit because it was at Costco.
Yeah, that's why.
And now they carry the 5 gum.
I chew the Orbit that I get it at Costco.
And this is cobalt flavored. I have no idea what that is.
What does a cobalt taste like?
Minty.
See, there's the gum I was chewing.
That's
earlier.
kind of green, but
pale,
not really.
pale green.
Yeah.
Pale green. Smells so good.
All right, there you go.
Gum fetishist.
So is there some? Well, you're kind of handy, Carrie. Maybe you could make the frame.
I'm busy.
Carrie's redoing his house.
I'm busy with the basement thing.
Follow Bill Allred on Twitter at RFHBill.
Don't you know who I am?
Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, time for round 2 of your Boehner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boehner, of course, means mistake. You will decide with your vote which of these 3 candidates is the worst. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward to Boehner Dome for Boehner Fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day. It will face off against the winner from round 1, which happened in the 7 o'clock hour. Boehner Fight happens at 9:25. One of you lucky random Boehner voters will receive a...
It's a Lexi and Banks mug. It's a morning show that doesn't exist anymore.
It's a collector's item.
So it's a collector's item.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yes.
We aren't fancy enough to get our own Radio from Hell mugs, but another morning show that doesn't exist anymore was able to get one.
They had mugs?
Listen, I think once you get a mug, then you cease to exist.
That's right.
This is what happens.
Well, then we won't get our own, but we'll give away theirs until supplies are gone. So
I'm sure that will get the phones ringing off the hook.
It's a listen to this.
It's ceramic.
That's a substantial mug.
It's ceramic. Here's Boehner candidate number 1. We've seen it in a movie. It looked like it worked. A couple in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. That's where I know there is a Beaver County, but there are probably other Beaver counties. A couple in Beaver County is facing charges. Oh yeah, it's from PennLive.com. So. Is facing charges after police say that the couple admitted to waterboarding a 12-year-old girl as punishment.
Damn.
The Beaver County Times reports that Dion Stevens and Melissa Stevens were both charged in connection with the incident, which occurred earlier this year. Police learned through a Childline report that a 12-year-old girl was being physically abused by Dion and Melissa. The girl told police in an interview that she got dragged down into the basement by Dion and Melissa, bound to a chair by packing tape, had rags put in her mouth, and then they put a wet towel on the child's face and tilted her backward and poured cold water over her. The Beaver Times reported, according to the police report, that Dion and Melissa Stevens openly admitted that they had tried waterboarding their child as a form of punishment. They also told police, "We've seen it in a movie."
Oh, boy.
You mean
we seen it in a movie and it looked like it was working, so...
Were they trying to get the location of the terrorist cell out of the daughter? Were they trying to...
She was being bad and she wouldn't fess up to what she'd done, and we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked. Boehner candidate number 1. We seen it in a movie.
Take the children away and lock them up.
Yes.
Boehner why would you lock up the children, Gina? Huh? What? Boehner candidate number 2. Yes, I said it. Oh, this is Pennsylvania, too. A fire chief from Pennsylvania has apologized for calling Steelers coach Mike Tomlin a no-good
N-word.
But he didn't say N-word.
Nope, he said the whole thing.
After his team did not come out onto the field for the national anthem during last Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears. Paul Smith, the chief of the volunteer fire department in Cecil Township, Pennsylvania, posted on Facebook that Tomlin just added himself to the list of no good N-words for his decision not to take the field during the anthem. Yes, I said it, Smith said afterwards. I'm completely upset. A small town like this. This is the mayor. It's coming from the fire chief. It's disrespectful, said one of the residents. I don't agree with it one bit. Now, Mr. Smith, the fire chief, apparently realized he'd made a mistake.
Yeah.
Was this wrong? Was that bad? Should I not have said that?
I'm embarrassed by this, he said. I want to apologize. I was frustrated and I was angry at the Steelers not standing for the anthem, but...
Again, Carrie, how frustrated and angry would you have to be to use that word in that way? How... Is there any level of anger you can have that word would come out of your mouth?
It's not a word in my vocabulary.
No, exactly.
Gina,
I don't buy it.
You make me more frustrated and angry than I've ever been in my life, and I've never said that to you.
This is my point. No. I didn't mean to. I was just
when that sort of thing happens, that says to me that you have used that word.
Yeah, that's inside of you.
He says I regret it. Had nothing to do with my fire department. I regret what I said, and then he resigned. Boehner candidate number 2. Yes, I said it. Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. My granddaughter is missing.
Boehner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Bad Apple introducing low price guarantee on iPhone screen repair. Just bring in the advertised price from another business and Bad Apple will beat it. Now with 10 locations, go to badapplerepair.com.
Some more information about the shooter in Las Vegas. This is in the British press, the Daily Mail. Who is Stephen Paddock? The Las Vegas shooter, 64 years old, was a licensed pilot and a hunting enthusiast with no criminal record. He owned a $400,000 home in Mesquite. His body was discovered by police in a room on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay following what is now the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. He lived with Mary Lou Danley, 62 years old, the same woman police sought out for questioning about the terror attack, but she is not a suspect. She was out of the country when he did this. Mr. Paddock had hunting and fishing licenses, as was his pilot's license, and may have worked at Lockheed Martin as an auditor, according to public records. He had no criminal record in the state of Nevada, and officials said at press conference early Monday they were still looking into his possible motives. They just don't. Nothing is clear at this point as to motive.
ABC4 is updating to at least 70 dead, 400 plus injured.
Previous was Omar Mateen, just last year? 49.
Oh, the
Pulse nightclub.
Pulse nightclub. Yeah.
I've seen people on Twitter saying to members of Congress that are saying our hearts and our prayers, and F your prayers and F your hearts. Let's do something about automatic weapons. His girlfriend, or the woman, Mary Lou Danley, lived with him. She was a casino worker. She is a casino worker. Apparently he had a bunch of cards, credit cards for
different names
for casinos that he had gotten from her.
Oh.
So that he could gamble, and he was gambling at some slot machines using her credit card. Not credit. They're casino issued credit cards.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it. Of course, far right trolls.
Yeah.
They're out already.
Gary Danley, not the gunman in Las Vegas.
No.
But for hours on the far-right internet, would-be sleuths scoured Danley's Facebook likes, family photographs, and marital history to try to prove that he was. Mr. Danley, according to an archived version of a Facebook page bearing that name, might have been married to Mary Lou Danley, the woman in question. But police were looking for her and have found her now. The same person of that name and the interest in the shooting. The briefest look at the viral threads and tweets falsely claiming Gary Danley is the attacker makes it easy to guess why a bunch of right-wing trolls latched onto him. His Facebook profile indicated that he is a liberal.
Oh, well.
And they wanted it to be a right-wing or a left-wing liberal who did this.
We want to fit something into our own
political
biases.
agenda, yeah. So don't be getting anything secondhand on Twitter or Facebook. You won't be first with the information, but you'll be right if you just wait.
So here are some of the things that Mr. Geary is a fan of the Rachel Maddow show.
And see, you don't know if that's true or not.
Well, and this isn't even the guy.
It's not even the guy.
Yeah. It's
They want it to fit their...
BuzzFeed has a list of some of the hoaxes that are going around, and so post it easily so that you can
ridiculous. Monty Hall.
Oh, yes.
The genial host and co-creator of Let's Make a Deal, the game show in which contestants in outlandish costumes shriek and leap at the chance to see if they'll win the big prize or a booby prize. Behind door number 3, died at his home in Beverly Hills on Saturday.
I always wanted
Yes?
Go ahead.
He was 96.
I always wanted to know if when you won the donkey, you actually won the donkey.
No, you didn't.
No.
You could have, but most people said, I don't want
the donkey.
I mean, if you had insisted, they would have given you the donkey.
Because that's contest fraud. If
I mean,
they
yeah,
offer a donkey.
If you did in fact insist, but then of course it would be your responsibility to get the donkey and take it home.
Do you have some place to keep the donkey?
Yeah.
So Let's Make a Deal is still on. Was it Wayne Brady? Does he host that still?
I think so, yeah.
Chelsea Handler.
She was in town,
in Salt Lake. Equality Utah brought in Chelsea Handler for their annual gala on Saturday night. Chelsea Handler's mother is Mormon, and her father is Jewish. Two worlds can collide, and you can make things work in different areas, and it's just about broadening everyone's horizons, she said. It's great to be able to grow up like that with something that's like, oh, I don't believe in that, but I respect people who believe in something different. She commended the Utah community for making progress on LGBTQ issues in a traditionally conservative state. You want to be involved, she said. You have to be proactive. If you have kids and you're not saying anything, then what kind of parent are you? So she was, I guess, the featured speaker. Tracks UTA, a revamping of retirement benefits for top Utah Transit Authority bosses, called the final phase of executive compensation reforms, is raising concern about why other employees aren't getting the same deal. The changes approved by the UTA board are intended to reduce the overall amount contributed toward executives' retirement plans. But a few will still receive $7 for every $3 they put in, more than 3 times what other employees at UTA get.
That doesn't seem fair.
No.
It is less than before, but it's still not right, said the only UTA trustee who voted against altering the two plans, North Ogden Mayor Brent Taylor. It's still a benefit that's far better than we're giving to the rest of the employees. The better benefits for executives were also questioned by other representatives in the state legislature. I don't know why the state of Utah doesn't just take over
exactly
UTA and
make it a public,
or send like they were planning on sending DeBacchus in there to clean it up. And he would have done that.
Yeah. Let's see, and let's see how much time we have here.
Yeah, you got time. You got time.
Amber Rose. Do you have any idea? I don't know who she is.
She has big boobs.
Why is she famous?
She's the model that has her head shaved.
Is that why she's famous?
She's dating. Yeah.
She dates other famous people.
On Sunday, she debuted her superhero alter ego at the 3rd annual Slut Walk event in Los Angeles. She had a pink cape, white bodysuit, and a pink cape with the words "Captain Save a Hoe."
That's not a good. No, that's not a good superhero.
And that's her superhero.
And why?
Ego. I don't know. CSH, Captain. Okay, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
A better celebrity than Amber Rose. He has begun a Twitter fight with President Trump.
Yay!
He said Donald Trump is going straight to hell for the slow federal disaster response in Puerto Rico. You are going straight to hell at real Donald Trump, Miranda tweeted on Saturday morning.
He's probably our most famous Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, Rita Moreno. She's famous.
I'm sorry, Bill. Right now, our most famous Puerto Rican is Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Not long lines for you in hell. Some will say, right this way, sir. They will clear a path for you as you go to hell. Trump had just tried to deflect blame back onto Mayor Carmen Cruz. She is the mayor of San Juan, blasting her for her poor leadership ability and insinuating that Puerto Ricans are unwilling to help themselves.
They just want everyone to come in and do everything for them.
He tweeted, they want everything to be done for them when it should be a community effort. Trump also claimed that the mayor, who lambasted him in multiple press appearances on Friday, was attacking him for only political reasons.
The Democrats told her that she had to be mean to Trump.
Be nasty to Trump.
He's mental. You know, he's.
I don't think he's well. I don't think he's well.
No, he's in his 70s and he's not well.
No, I posted this yesterday, and so here, hell for Donald Trump would be to be ignored.
Yes.
Tweets that nobody responds to.
Well, it's
people not showing up to a rally. But that we're just talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda saying, there's a special place in hell for him. I think hell for him would be the worst thing you could do to Donald Trump would be to ignore him.
Well, if you want to help Puerto Rico and some of the other hurricane-damaged areas, we, on Wednesday, will be broadcasting live. And it's not just us. It's a whole bunch of people. From the southwest corner of Rice-Eccles Stadium, bring donations of bottled water, new blankets, sheets, unused clothing, food storage items, dog or cat food, non-perishable food items, baby formula, diapers.
Food. Yeah, pet food would be a big deal.
ShipX will be receiving all the donations and delivering them to those who have recently been affected. So that will be Wednesday morning. We'll be there from 6 to 10 a.m. So bring your stuff to the southwest corner of Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting there, and we'd love to see you. And it's a good way to help out the people who've been affected by not just the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico, but Harvey,
Irma,
and Irma that hit Florida. So
there's the track station right there. You could take tracks straight to Rice-Eccles Stadium with your items.
And Marilyn Manson was injured.
Yes,
he was on stage in New York and doing a performance. And I saw the video of this.
He's climbing on the set somehow.
Well, these two giant guns that are mounted behind at the back of the stage just fall forward, and apparently they fell onto him.
Yeah.
And he was injured. It doesn't say here how badly, but he was taken to the hospital, and he had to cancel the next few dates of his concert.
Now, he's coming here in October, I think.
This is October now.
But I mean, I was reading through the dates. I don't think this is one of the shows he
is canceled,
but I haven't.
He said he's going to rebook the ones that he's canceled.
Boston, Huntington, New York, Toronto, Camden. No, none of them.
I think
Salt Lake is not mentioned here.
All right. Weather traffic?
We've got spotty sprinkles today, a high of 53. We'll get warmer and sunnier as the week goes on. Traffic, we've got a stalled vehicle eastbound 134 South at the Mountain View Corridor Highway. The left lane is closed there. Crash southbound I-15 Harrisville Road in Weber County. Crash southbound 5600 West 21st South in Salt Lake. Crash northbound SR36, this is in Stansbury Park off to the right shoulder. And crash southbound I-15 in Far West. The center lane is closed there. Traffic brought to you by Snowbird, annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend. Oktoberfest getaway package includes lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass, $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. My granddaughter is missing. Authorities say a New Jersey woman made up a story that her granddaughter was missing inside of a Walmart so that her son could steal clothes and candy.
Oh.
Police in Egg Harbor Township say that Donna Hall and her son Nicholas Hall were charged after Tuesday's incident. Police say Donna Hall told employees she'd last seen the 8-year-old girl in the store's jewelry section. Security guards say they saw Mr. Nicholas Hall, filling bags with clothes and candy while the store was locked down. Police later determined there never was a missing girl. Donna Hall, the grandma, charged with creating a false public alarm and shoplifting, and Nicholas Hall charged with shoplifting and drug possession.
Now, don't you say that the girl is missing in the candy section, and then you steal from the jewelry section?
He wanted candy.
If you're gonna run this scam, don't you go for the higher ticket item? Then
he really wanted. He has a sweet tooth.
He likes to take 5 bars.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
My granddaughter is missing. Boehner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked. It's a Pennsylvania couple who waterboarded a 12-year-old girl as punishment. They said they saw waterboarding in a movie and it seemed to be pretty effective, and so they tried it on her. Boehner candidate number 2, yes, I said it. Pennsylvania Fire Chief calling Steelers coach Mike Tomlin a no-good N-word over the NFL protests. And Boehner candidate number 3, my granddaughter is missing.
There you go. Let's get to voting going here. This is round 2 of your Boehner voting. You got to decide which one of these 3 candidates is the worst, which one is the most deserving to go forward to Boehner Dome for Boehner Fight and possibly become Boehner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Put the deserving candidate in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Pretty easy. Most people vote that way. Others call 877-602-9696. They use their voice to vote. And others go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Round 2, October 2nd. And vote there. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. You've got about 4 minutes is all to get your vote in. So let's go. It's Boehner Round 2.
Want music? Listen.
Well, it is time for the kiss. Now, did we get enough kiss money?
Yes.
In the short amount of time.
He's lying. Yes, we did.
How much did we get? We had
the $1,800 that was dropped off here. Yeah. And then on the phones we had about $455.
Okay.
We said $2,000. That's $2,255.
And that was in a 10-minute time frame, really.
Richie has always wanted to kiss Gina.
So badly.
Always wanted to.
No. Oh, Craig's reaching into his wallet. I was hoping you would stop it.
Yeah.
And we need.
Here's Craig's going to give $2,000 to stop it.
And we need video of this.
Oh.
We need evidence. People will want to see this on our website. All right, have you got it, Dylan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Richie, why don't you?
Is there an embrace involved in this, or just?
No, what?
Well, there was over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know. Craig,
He's taking his teeth out. Watch,
we'll let
see?
Craig decide. Is an embrace okay?
Yeah.
During the kiss? Because this is the guy who signs the check.
I'm doing this willingly, so I don't think it's sexual harassment.
So now I'm gonna.
Wow.
Do we need to pull him off?
Take the microphone up with you.
She's so creeped out she can't. She is so creeped out.
For
she can't
the
stand it.
homeless and to defeat FM 100. Oh, excuse me. It's to defeat FM 100 and for the homeless.
All right.
Yeah, you're going to want the microphone close for the noises.
Smacking noise.
You're not going to be any noise. Oh, quit licking your lips.
Okay. Here we go.
Put your teeth in, Richie.
No, I said I would do it with the teeth out. Now, who's counting?
3. We all will. 1,001, like that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do
Ready?
it. Okay. Ready, set, go. They're not doing it yet.
So weird.
Okay.
This is really weird. I didn't think it was going to be. Okay.
Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. 1,001. 1,000. Wait a minute, I lost count. 3. Yay!
For the homeless. Yay! It's for the homeless.
Yeah, we should have had mistletoe. Was it a big disappointment, Richie?
Richie, was it worth it?
No,
Was it everything you said?
but Gina wants more.
Was it everything you hoped?
That was more than 3 seconds.
That was. She kissed back, guys.
Did she? She kissed back.
Yeah, was it better for me or was it better for you, Gina?
It sounds like it was better for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Craig Hansen, the president of our company, now wants to see me in his office later this afternoon.
Oh,
again?
Maybe he's
another
got
2,000.
Maybe he's got 2,000 he wants to spend. Yeah.
Well,
He saw what a good kisser you were. He wants lessons.
I'm glad. Did you just wipe my kiss off?
That was really weird. I didn't think it was going to be that weird until you were right in my face.
So this is my question. You're constantly flirting with Gina.
Soft lips. Is that your question?
No, I'm just wondering if this has changed your desires or
Yeah,
intensified them.
We're done.
We're done? That's it?
We fulfilled it. Well, what else are we going to do, Gina?
There's nowhere to go from here.
You know, all I know is that I have a really sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that I didn't have about 5 minutes ago. So
it's done.
That was good. Did it for charity.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by that piece of string cheese I just ate. Tasty.
Not really.
Well, it's all right.
And Snowbird's annual Oktoberfest. Escape for the whole weekend with Oktoberfest getaway packages, including lodging, daily breakfast, all-day activity pass. $105 per person per night. Get all the details at snowbird.com.
We had boner candidate number 1. We seen it in a movie, and it looked like it worked. This is a Pennsylvania couple who waterboarded a 12-year-old girl, presumably their 12-year-old daughter, to get her to confess to something she'd done wrong as punishment. We seen it in a movie. We seen that waterboard, and that's how we knew how to do it. It looked like it worked, so thought we'd try it. Boner candidate number 2. Yes, I said it. The volunteer fire chief at a little town in Pennsylvania who called Steelers coach Mike Tomlin the N-word. And boner candidate number 3, my granddaughter is missing. That's what a woman told Walmart. So she knew that they would lock the store down and begin a search, and that would give her son the opportunity to steal stuff. But they caught him. Ray won the Alexi and Banks mug. Now, I would like to do this. We will put those mugs up front where the winners come and pick their things up. I want to see how many stack up there because nobody comes to pick them up.
People are going to drive down here.
And the winner was boner candidate number 1. We seen it in a movie and it seemed to work.
All right, there you go. That's winner of round 2. Will go up against the winner of round 1 for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Boner Fight happens at 9:25. Sponsor, Gina?
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Cabin Fever. Celebrating, it says it right there. I'm just
because they love Halloween.
Celebrating the creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky this October, located in the heart of Charlie Square, 5th South, 7th East, downtown Salt Lake.
All right, it's a brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available right now. It is our part 1 of our Live from 50 West post-Comic-Con shows that we recorded down there in front of a live studio audience. All right. People are asking me, and I'll just tell you, because Marvel's Inhumans debuted on Friday night. It was a 2-hour season premiere.
No.
I think there's 6 more episodes left.
Okay.
It was not one of Marvel's finest moments.
Oh, are you going to stick with it?
I'll stick with it.
All right.
There's only 6 more episodes. But they made this in partnership with IMAX.
Yeah.
So the idea is that this is going to debut in an IMAX theater, and then it'll be put on TV.
Okay.
I thought it looked cheap on TV. Can you imagine on an IMAX screen?
That would be worse.
Look like the most low-rent thing you've ever seen, because
Really?
I thought it looked cheap on TV. So there's that. And when you have an expensive CGI budget, what do? When one of the characters has long red hair that is alive?
Yeah, that's Medusa.
Medusa, what do? Shave her head. That saves the budget right there. Now, I have no problem with that because that happened in the comic books.
Okay, but still.
But it did make me, as Marvel does, is they make me care about a character that I never gave 2 squirts about before, and in this case, it's the character of Karnak.
Karnak the magician?
No.
Like
I was going to
Johnny
say,
Carson?
does he read people's minds?
No, he has the ability to find the flaw in anything.
Oh, I have that too.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
you would relate. You would relate to this character.
Boy, you sure do. You sure claim to.
There's a great scene where a servant or a waitress is serving the royal family, and he's part of the royal family, and she's giving him the look. And he says, "Oh, no, this will not work out." And he takes like 30 seconds to explain where their relationship will go.
So don't even bother. I love it. So that sounds good. I like that.
So that they made, that's my take on it. I'll stick with it. Now, another Marvel property that we have been begging for has been a Black Widow movie. You know, we see Scarlett Johansson, and we're like, she needs her own movie.
Sure.
And it's in the cards right now for Marvel. They're not going to do it. And
They've
been
got
asked,
too many other things going on.
no, they've been asked repeatedly, and they said, yeah, maybe someday, but nothing. Well, you don't need to wait, because you're getting something like a Black Widow movie. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Jennifer Lawrence playing Dominika Egorova.
Russian.
A former ballerina.
Yes.
Who submits to training in a secret spy program.
Why aren't you dinging your bell?
Well, yeah.
Ding.
This is all Black Widow's history.
Sure sounds
so
like
I
it.
want you to go online and I want you to watch this trailer. This is your
Okay.
homework assignment today. It's and here, Black Widow. What do you think the name of the character is? Red Sparrow.
Young officers.
I mean, I watched this trailer, and this is the Black Widow movie that we want. You know. So go and watch that, and you tell me. It opens March 2nd, 2018. Not Black Widow, but Red Sparrow.
But mostly Black Widow.
Don't be confused. She is. Yeah. It looks fun.
Okay.
It looks fun. But yeah, go online, look for that. It's Red Sparrow, and you'll be interested to see that. Okay. Here's another movie that I'm really looking forward to. It's called 7852.
Okay.
90-minute film about 3 minutes of film. The 3 minutes or so comprised of 52 cuts shot with 78 setups, talking about the shower scene in Psycho.
A whole movie about
There is
that?
There is a whole movie about solely about breaking down the scene's genius and importance. It's a deep dive. And it uses testimonies of experts, filmmakers, and the people who were there. It starts with the basics, why Hitchcock made the film and his thoughts going into it, then presents Psycho in a historical and social context.
Okay.
It talks to people who were at the premiere, explain how Hitchcock used Psycho to change how films were exhibited. They don't say the word spoiler, but I'll lead you there. Archival interviews with Hitchcock, surviving family members. You've got Guillermo del Toro, Elijah Wood, Eli Roth, Jamie Lee Curtis, all commenting on this. And it's all about 3 minutes of film.
I know they use that 3 minutes of film in film classes all the time as for when they talk about editing.
Yeah. So it's called 7852, and I'm guessing that the Salt Lake Film Society would be the people bringing it here.
I wonder who was the edit. You know, we talk.
No.
It's Hitchcock, but he didn't edit that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Somebody else did.
If it's this much of a deep dive into those 3 minutes of film, I'm sure they get there. Let's see. Y'all remember Kung Fu?
Like the TV show?
Grasshopper. Yes,
Kung
Grasshopper.
Fu?
Exactly, the TV show in the 70s.
Caine.
Kung Fu. Yes.
Caine, wandering the earth.
What do you mean you're going to walk the earth?
Like Caine in Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting a new version of it. Greg Berlanti and Wendy Miracle from Arrow. You know, the CW show. The new series will follow the adventures of Lucy Chang.
Granddaughter of...
No, a Buddhist monk and Kung Fu master who travels through 1950s America.
1950s.
Yes, it's Kwai Chang Caine.
Yeah.
So, apparently not relation.
Before...
Travels through 1950s America armed with her spiritual training and martial arts skills as she searches for the man who stole her child years before.
So it really doesn't have anything to do with?
No, it's just they're just using the premise, I guess. When she teams with J.T. Cullen, a charming Korean war vet with his own secrets, the two form an unlikely alliance that allows Lucy to continue her search, also coming to the aid of people in need. You remember the show? Every episode was Caine would show up.
In town, and they were having... like there was a kid that was a bedwetter, so he
there was no bedwetting episode.
He would help the bedwetting kid.
There was no bedwetting episode.
I'm pretty sure.
And then there were kids who were trying to stop him, and he had to fight them.
Yeah.
So, all right. You're getting a Men in Black spin-off movie. They've been talking about this for a long time, but they finally have writers, and it's going forward. But it will not star Agents K and J.
No?
It will focus on the Men in Black organization on a global scale rather than just the United States.
Okay. Well, yeah, surely there are these entities everywhere.
It's even got a release date, May 17th of 2019, going up against John Wick 3, just so you know. because you need another one of those.
Oh, sure.
And finally, this for Gina. David S. Pumpkins. Well, I guess it's for Richie, too.
I heard this might happen.
Yes. NBC has announced that the mysterious David S. Pumpkins project that Tom Hanks was teasing recently isn't merely a follow-up to the sketch. It is a standalone 30-minute animated Halloween special. David S. Pumpkins will show a girl and her brother the true meaning of Halloween.
Any questions?
The David S. Pumpkins Halloween special features a live-action intro from Tom Hanks and special guest Peter Dinklage, ladies and gentlemen. October 20th.
Did you make that part up?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
October
28th.
Yay.
On, I'm guessing, NBC.
Yeah.
So
animated Halloween
be
special.
watching for the
questions?
The David S. Pumpkins Halloween special.
David S. Pumpkins.
I love it.
So there you go. Just for you.
Crash eastbound I-215 south at State Street off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound ramp I-15 at 123rd South. That also is on the right shoulder. Stalled vehicle eastbound 134 South Mountain View Corridor. Crash westbound US 40. This is up in Park City, Summit County. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 348 Harrisville Road in Weber County off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound 5600 West at 21st South in Salt Lake. And crash northbound I-15, 123rd South. Oh, I did that one twice. So you're twice as informed about traffic.
I'm twice as informed. Thank you very much. All right, so we got Boehner fight coming up. Stand by for that. First, though, we got to say about Alpine plastic surgery.
Alpine plastic surgery, I've had a couple of things done there, like a mommy makeover kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I had a great experience with Alpine plastic surgery. Dr. Randall Barnett, board certified plastic surgeon.
That's the thing.
Not all plastic surgeons are board certified, or people that perform plastic surgery are board certified.
Dentists can go learn to do the
really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They can learn to go do the techniques.
Why would you?
And do and practice plastic.
That's why we tell you to go and see.
Yeah. Now, if you're curious, Dr. Barnett has done some videos on their website discussing the procedures that are involved in a mommy makeover. So if you go to alpineplasticsurgery.com, you can see those videos. It's a perfect time to be thinking about this kind of thing. The kids are back in school. You're sitting at home alone and going, I really need to fix the things up. I need some tightening.
Go talk to Dr. Barnett. He'll help you decide maybe you don't know exactly what it is you want to have done. He'll let you know.
Yeah. So Alpine Plastic Surgery, call for a free, no obligation consultation, 801-689-3500. That's 689-3500, Alpine Plastic Surgery.
This is very important.
X96. Radio from Hell, proudly giving you incomplete sports and traffic with Gina Barberi on X96.
Well, you'll have to excuse me because I have to use the bathroom.
So why don't we all go take us a little potty break?
Somebody sent a picture, tweeted a picture of. I was talking earlier about my strange gum obsession when I was a little kid, and I liked to get under the tables at restaurants, and I would take gum from under the table, already chewed gum, and I would chew it. And I also liked the way the gum looked underneath the table, the restaurant table. It was pretty. It was kind of like a abstract art. And somebody sent a picture, Kara Jane Prower sent this picture of this gum wall.
I've seen the gum wall.
Well, and I was going to say, why didn't you bring this up? Because I remember you talking about this. It's in Portland.
Like a whole alleyway
Yeah.
that's just covered in gum.
Yeah.
It just that I don't know how it started.
Didn't occur to you to bring that up when we were talking about it before.
No, I forgot about it until she.
Is this the one? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not. It is like an entire alleyway. It's cool looking.
Yeah.
You would love it. You
Yeah.
should make a pilgrimage.
So this shows you why I thought that looked so cool when I was a kid.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
We get a picture frame, no picture, and we set it up somewhere, and every morning you put your gum there.
Well, it's just the same kind of gum all the time.
Then there's the challenge. You'll have to switch up gums.
I'm sorry, it's Seattle. It's not
Seattle.
Portland.
Seattle?
It's Seattle.
Okay. Let's maybe we should have a gum. I think this is a good idea. Let's have a gum picture frame in here and invite guests when they come here if they're chewing gum, or let's just say anytime Richie invites a guest to come to the studio, say, and we'd like you to be chewing gum to add to our gum frame.
Yeah.
And we'll make a gum piece of gum art.
Yeah, but then are you going to be tempted to?
No, I'm over that. I'm over that obsession where
You won't try to pull the gum off and eat it. No.
But I think it'd be nice to have a piece of gum art.
What color of gum is this? Not even aware. It's blue. Okay. So my contributions would be blue.
Well, does it stay blue after you're done chewing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of gum is it?
Orbit? You like the Orbit.
That 5 gum?
Oh, 5.
No, I only bought Orbit because it was at Costco.
Yeah, that's why.
And now they carry the 5 gum.
I chew the Orbit that I get it at Costco.
And this is cobalt flavored. I have no idea what that is.
What does the cobalt taste like?
Minty.
See, there's the gum I was chewing.
That's
earlier.
kind
It's kind
of green, but
pale,
not really.
pale green.
Yeah.
Pale green. Smells so good.
All right, there you go.
Gum fetishist.
So is there some? Well, you're kind of handy, Carrie. Maybe you could make the frame.
I'm busy.
Carrie's redoing his house.
I'm busy with the basement thing. Oh, that's for Marilyn Manson.
Get well soon.
Who fell?
Get well. We got crushed.
Don't climb on the props, Marilyn.
Or at least have them secured before you do that.
Yeah, it did not look very stable, that's for sure.
Well, he's dangerous.
Yes.
Well, that's him.
Do we have anything to give away?
No.
No?
I have some advice.
What's Gina has bed bugs, apparently.
No.
What?
I don't have bed bugs.
Are you sure?
No. Yes, I'm sure.
Well, how do you know?
I would know. No, this was sent to me by a friend of the program, Elizabeth, who shares my fear of bed bugs, though. And, usually where you pick up bed bugs is when you're traveling.
Yes.
This is why Carrie's wife, Sue, one year gave me a lovely gift.
Yes.
Of a traveling sleep sack. It's essentially just like a flat sheet sewn together that
I thought you were a traveling sleep sack.
that you could slide into a hotel bed and then you're sleeping on your own little thing and not in the bed, which I love that, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
But this is from Gizmodo. And I guess there's a lot of studies out there trying to focus on bed bugs and how they get transferred around.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways they've discovered people are bringing bed bugs home is your dirty laundry.
Oh.
Because bed bugs are attracted to human odors.
Okay.
So if you're traveling,
right,
and you like have your dirty laundry on the floor in the hotel room,
Yeah, which sometimes you do, yeah.
because you don't want to put it back and mix it with your clean clothes.
Yeah, I always throw it in the corner.
Apparently, that's where you're picking up the bed bugs.
Oh, that's why I have them. I mean,
So don't, if you're in a hotel room, don't put your dirty clothes on the floor. Put them like up. You know how usually there's a closet with a shelf?
I know that. I know how there is.
You
like
know?
that, yeah.
Put them up there.
Okay then.
They also said if you keep your luggage on the luggage rack that they provide in the room.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I
usually,
do.
It's usually a metal luggage rack.
Right.
Yeah.
You're usually safe with that because bed bugs don't like metal. So they won't climb up the metal
Oh.
Stand. If it's a metal stand, they won't climb up.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And then I put my dirty clothes in the suitcase.
Yeah.
Well, I can't imagine that they haven't adapted all after all this time.
No, but do you know what
To
else
metal.
makes me feel good about this? Is
What,
like
Gina?
my bed frame
Yeah,
is metal.
Oh, good.
In my house. So even if somehow I brought them home without, I follow all these instructions, but somehow I still bring them home.
Oh, you couldn't do that though. You wouldn't.
But this is good. This is good information.
Yes, it is.
So don't put your dirty clothes.
I've jotted every single one of them down.
We've got it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it with my luggage.
No, it's like my niece went and did a service project in, I think it was Costa Rica, and she there were horrible bed bugs in the hotel she was in. She got bit all over, and I said to my sister, I said, "What are you going to do?" And she's, "Well, we'll just leave her bag outside when she gets home." I'm like, no, you tell her to leave it in Costa Rica. Don't bring it. Just leave the whole bag there.
Now, you sure they weren't fleas?
No, they were bed bugs.
Because fleas will bite you pretty bad.
No, they were bed bugs.
I've been bitten by fleas
But
before.
if that were me, if I woke up in a hotel room and I were covered in bites I would just, there would be one.
You'd set yourself on fire.
I'd set myself on fire, and there would be not one thing that I took on that trip that I would bring home with me.
Ah, okay.
They would just be left behind.
You would just leave the luggage
Yep.
behind. Oh, all right.
I don't want any of it. I don't
Good
trust
idea.
it.
Good idea. All right. Let's see. Oh, we need to make this a 60. All right. We got Boehner fight coming up at 9:25. Before that, a little bit of news. Ranlife.com.
If you're currently renting a house or an apartment, go to ranlife.com. Use their mortgage calculator at ranlife.com. It'll assist you in determining the best option for you by telling you to compare your current monthly rent amount to a mortgage amount.
Yeah, you might be surprised that you could be owning a place rather than paying somebody else's mortgage, which is what you do when you're renting.
If you're planning on moving in the next 5 to 10 years, Ranlife will help you with an adjustable rate mortgage, so you'll have the lowest interest rate possible. And you can also get pre-approved with Ranlife, so you know how expensive a home you can search for. Ranlife is offering a grant of up to $8,000 on down payments as well. And $1,000 of the grant will cover the rest. It's you go to ranlife.com.
It's all there.
They
yeah.
explain that. But I know a person who did this, and Ranlife said you have to save for this long, and we'll get you into a home. So go to ranlife.com. Hi, it's me, Bill Allred, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than good conversation and good food. So I've put them together with a podcast called The Let's Go Eat Show. We eat good food and we talk to interesting people. Find my podcast at theletsgoeatshow.com.
Oh,
Gina wearing a turtleneck sweater today.
Covering up
Sorry.
her hickeys. That's what
It's,
people do.
It's interesting. People don't wear turtlenecks very often anymore.
Unless they're covering up hickeys.
You got something against hickeys?
That's why I used to have a dickie.
To cover your hickey?
To cover the hickey. It was my hickey dickie. I mentioned a dickie the other day, and I don't think anyone knew what I was talking about.
I don't think anybody has them anymore.
Dickie is now a clothing brand, and that's what it's known for.
As a matter of fact, that's what I said. Somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, I love dickies. Their coats and their pants," and I went,
"Yeah,
no, I'm
an
never
actual
mind.
dickie.
Never mind.
It's a fake shirt.
Dickie was a fake sweater. Was it a fake shirt
it's a
or
collar.
Sweater?
You did
It's a
both?
fake sweater.
Fake sweater.
It was to make it look as though you were wearing a turtleneck
under your vest or jacket
or your shirt or whatever. Yeah, to make it look as though you were wearing a. It was really a stupid idea.
It was a dumb idea.
I had one, I think, for some reason.
But they were everywhere. It seems like I knew everybody had one.
Yeah.
Nobody wore them, but everybody had one.
It's a stupid idea.
Well, turtlenecks are stupid unless you're the Gorton's fisherman.
It's true.
Maybe I'm going fishing later.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're not. You're going to be way too warm in that.
You think?
Yeah.
You're dressed up for people today, aren't
We're
you?
seeing people.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worn this sweater, and I thought, I'll wear that.
Yeah, you'll be too warm. You'll be uncomfortable.
It's too late now.
You're going to be sweating and sweating. It's going to be in your folds and everything.
I don't have any folds.
Of course not. She's a lady.
Yeah.
I'm smooth top to bottom.
And of course, Gina on X96.
All
right, we got a Boehner fight coming up in a few moments, well, at 9:25. But first, a little bit of news.
Brought to you by, get a huge variety from Del Taco's Buckin' Under menu, like new dollar queso chicken rollers made with creamy queso, or try dollar mini shakes only at Del Taco. Participation may vary.
So the number of dead in Las Vegas, they're still saying officially more than 50. That's what they're saying officially. And there is now more information about the gunman. His name was Paddock, and they've contacted his brother. His Craig Paddock. He lived in Mesquite. They contacted his brother. By the way, Mr. Paddock had no history of criminality that would raise red flags. All of the checks we've been able to do, other than there's a routine traffic violation here in Nevada, nationwide, working with FBI, everything, nothing on him. Eric Paddock, the suspect's brother, lives in Florida. He told the Orlando Sentinel, "We are completely dumbfounded. We can't understand what happened." The brother also told NBC News that Stephen Paddock was retired and was just a guy. He liked to go to the hotels and gamble and attend shows. He had no religious affiliation and no political affiliation. He was not an avid gun guy at all, as far as we knew, the brother told NBC this morning. Stephen Paddock sold a house he owned in Melbourne, Florida in 2015. It wasn't clear whether he had lived there, but he did own the house, and he sold it. According to USA Today, he bought his current place in Mesquite, right by an 18-hole golf course or swimming pool there and a recreation center. He owned 2 airplanes and had a private pilot's license, according to public records. And police have located his companion, Mary Lou Danley. They don't believe she was involved in the shooting at all, and they don't know what the motivation was for the shooting.
Ben Winslow's down in Mesquite, and he was reporting that they served a warrant on his house, and they found more guns and ammunition in the house.
There's a new podcast that the Salt Lake Tribune is doing, and I mention it because I happen to meet I had never met Peggy Fletcher Stack. She's the religion editor for the Salt Lake Tribune. She writes on all different religions, not just. They're doing a new podcast called Mormon Land. And
we have a Mormon.
And the first guest, I think, is pretty interesting. I think Jennifer Napier Pierce is going to be on the show as well. And the first guest is, let me get it
Tom
here.
Christofferson.
Yeah, a gay Mormon who is the brother of LDS Apostle D. Todd Christofferson. So this guy's in the the 70 or the...
No, he's one of the 12 apostles.
One of the 12 apostles.
This isn't the first podcast he's been featured on, is it?
No, as a matter of fact, Gina, it has not. And as even more of a matter of fact, if you would like to hear about Mormon Land, the new podcast that the Salt Lake Tribune has done, you can follow me, Richie T. Stedman, on social media, or the Cultural Hall. I interviewed both Tom Christofferson and also Peggy Fletcher Stack and Jennifer Napier Pierce.
I just both of them
in my garage.
I had an opportunity to. They were just here at the studio, I guess, with Richie, and had a chance to meet Jennifer Napier Pierce and Peggy Fletcher Stack. Really nice people and smart. Peggy Fletcher Stack is great, and Jennifer said, "I just want you to know, big fan of the Radio from Hell show. Have been for years." So I bring that up in passing as well.
And if people don't know who she is, she's the now editor of the Salt Lake Tribune.
So, what's up with Scarlett Johansson's love life?
Well, she's divorced, I know.
Would you get a hold of Peggy Fletcher Stack and ask her if she knows?
See if she knows.
It was only a few months ago that she was apparently dating her lawyer, Kevin Yorn.
That's not a good picture of her. She looks like she's 60 years old in that picture.
It's fine.
No,
she doesn't. She looks fine.
That's Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, she looks...
Scarlett Johansson is better looking than that.
Okay, whatever. According to E, the two are out together. This is Colin Jost.
Yes.
I don't know why she'd want to date Colin Jost because he has no upper lip. That would be.
But he's funny. Girls like funny guys.
And she has more than enough lip for both of them.
Well, not according to that picture. There's not enough lip there. Looks like a 60-year-old lip. That's x96.com/live. And then, Gina, if you don't have the ability to smell peppermint, like if you and you just
Are there
don't know.
people that don't have that ability?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I can't smell lilac unless it's really strong.
Huh.
then
I smell
can
everything. Too much.
Well, you
I'm a
do
super
smell
smeller.
everything. If you can't smell peppermint, it's a symptom that you may have dementia.
I don't. I said I'm a super smeller. I smell everything.
But somebody sneak some peppermint in here.
Sneak some peppermint.
Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States with an annual research budget of $480 million. But the holy grail of contemporary dementia research is determining the risk factors that can make people more likely to develop Alzheimer's. And so one of the markers is that people.
Carrie always has gum in his pocket.
Let me see here.
Is it peppermint or
Well,
spearmint? And is there a difference?
It's winter mint.
Winter
So
mint.
I don't know if I could use this.
That's not peppermint.
I mean, I can smell it. I can smell the winter mint, but I don't. What is winter mint? Is that real?
It's fake.
I don't think it's
not a
real.
real
is it?
flavor.
No, it's not.
It's Boehner Fight. The final round.
Oh, Dylan has some.
Just get a whiff. Because I don't know if I can smell it.
Yeah, I can smell it. That's
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm worried.
Let's see.
You can't smell the peppermint?
That's peppermint.
This is medical stuff on the air. We're not.
Now, do we have to actually use peppermint or gum?
Well, peppermint oil would be the best thing
Would
to
that be?
use. Yeah.
Get the
I can
smelly
s- I
oil
can smell
people on
that.
the phone.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
All right.
everybody can smell it. Everybody's healthy. in
Yeah,
there?
we're
good.
okay.
Okay. There's
We're
a
all
few
good.
concerns in the other room. But
Who
we'll
are
deal
you
with them
again?
later.
Who are you?
All right, come on.
I've never seen you.
Come on, Dad. Let's go.
All
home.
right, it's
Okay, here
time
we
for Boehner Fight. Boehner candidate number 1. The winner of round 1 was "It may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired." Plus-size woman fired for her engagement photos. She and her boyfriend topless in the photos, but they're art photos. They're
not lurid.
No, in any way. She really liked how they came out. The bank she worked for did not, and they fired her. She's, by the way, pregnant, and now she has no insurance. And Boehner candidate number 2, the winner of round 2. Well, we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked. This couple admitted to waterboarding their 12-year-old child as a punishment to get her to admit that she'd done something wrong. And when asked, why did you waterboard her, they said, well, we seen it in a movie, and it looked like it was working okay, so we thought we'd try it on her. It's Boehner candidate number 2.
All right, it's Boehner Fight. You've got to decide which of these two candidates is most deserving to be Boehner of the Day. Who will win, candidate 1 or candidate 2? You decide and put that candidate number in the message of a text. Then text that to us, 33986. The computer will count it. Most people vote that way. You can call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. You can vote that way, or you can do like a lot of other people do. Go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boehner Fight October 2nd. All right? You can vote that way. Now, you've only got 4.5 minutes to get your vote in, so I'd get on it. It's Boehner Fight. Boehner of the Day. Here we go.
I didn't do anything this week. I was such a slug this weekend.
Sometimes you need a sluggy weekend.
I didn't think.
Good for you.
How do you turn that off?
Alcohol.
Genius switch. How do you turn that off?
Alcohol. Alcohol.
What kind? What was your alcohol
Just,
of choice this weekend?
Anything I could get. Whatever was handed to me, whatever was handy. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
No, didn't matter.
You weren't discriminating about? No.
Why?
I'll take some of that, sure.
Is it good wine? It's good enough.
Yeah. I'll have some of that. You bet.
And you were just handed things?
Went out to dinner.
That's the way it should be.
Went out to dinner on Valentine's Day.
You did? You did that going out on Valentine's?
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yep. Had a nice dinner at Copper Onion, and you know, pork belly should be one of the major food groups.
I agree.
It really should be.
What was the pork belly on, or was it?
No, it was just pork belly.
It was just out there being pork belly.
Pork belly with some cherries and some Brussels sprouts and turnips. You know, just kind of as a little
side
starter,
dish,
a little starter to the evening, and then
nice.
Man,
did you take in your surroundings? Did you look at the other people that chose to go out on Valentine's Day?
I
See
did.
How in love they are.
I did.
Not?
There was. It was. Well, so it was very busy. Copper Onion was very busy. I assume all the restaurants were very busy on Saturday. Did you go out on Saturday?
No.
No. So the restaurant was very busy. To the table to our left, two guys out on a Valentine's date.
Guys?
And then a table across from us, a guy and two girls. And they kept they were quite annoying. Because the guy kept hanging a spoon on his nose. You know how you do? You take a
when
spoon
you're
and
a little kid.
Yeah, and you hang it off the edge of your nose, or he would put it across his nose, and then he would insist on one of the girls taking a picture of him. And this kept going on, and then the spoon would slip off, and then he would just laugh uproariously.
Were these 12-year-olds?
And they thought it was funny too.
No one's ever done this before.
And it kind of went on, seemed to go on and on and on and on. And then they had the waiter take a picture of the three of them together.
Can you believe this?
It was just.
This has never happened.
And I kept trying to think, now, what kind of a Valentine's date is this?
Threesome date?
I guess. He was
polygamy date?
Maybe he was paying for them.
That could be.
Could have been
that would explain why they were laughing at the spoon joke.
Yeah, the spoon
were
on
paid.
the nose.
They were
hilarious.
paid.
Hilarious spoon on the nose. Yep. Man, this is good. Good stuff. Good stuff. And those were the only. But mostly I was just fixated on my sweetheart sitting across the table from me as we enjoyed a delicious meal.
I'm glad you did.
X96.
All right. Time to award Boehner of the Day.
And Boehner of the Day.
Brought to you totally by.
Brought to you completely by Italian sausage and peppers and onions and marinara sauce and provolone cheese on a nice crusty roll.
Ooh, nice.
So Boehner candidate number one was, it may be beautiful and empowering, but you're fired. The woman, plus-size woman, and her regular-sized boyfriend, fiance, they did some...
Are you speculating that if they had both been thin people, this would not have been an issue? Are you speculating that the fact that she was...
I don't know. I'm not speculating at all.
It just seemed like a stupid reason to fire.
They got She got fired from her job at the bank because of these photos that the artistic photographer posted on Facebook. And the bank, I guess, saw them and went, well, we can't have that, and fired her. And then Boehner candidate number two, well, we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked. Pennsylvania couple admitted to waterboarding a 12-year-old girl as punishment. They said they seen it in a movie and it seemed to be pretty effective. The winner, by 20 votes, Boehner candidate number two, we seen it in a movie and it looked like it worked.
There you go. That is Boehner of the day.
So I had this list.
A list?
Of
people love lists.
Movies to watch for Halloween, every different movie every day in October. And I couldn't find it. So the one that I'd saved. And so I went and looked, and there are all kinds of lists of movies to watch, one a day in October for Halloween. And it's interesting kind of to compare one is called just 31 movies to get you ready for Halloween. One is called 31 scariest movies of all time.
Okay.
And they're different. And then there's another one that says 31 days of Halloween here, and that gives you, on October, like what's today, the 2nd?
Yes.
You should watch Dead Silence, it says.
I don't know Dead Silence.
I can't think of it. It's not
Is
one of
this
those...
going to be a list of just titles that we don't know what the movies are?
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. No. But the 31 movies to get you in the mood for Halloween. This is actually a list of, most of these movies are really good. Number one, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah. Night of the Living Dead.
Of course.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right.
Trick or Treat.
I know that one.
I don't know as I do. It says it's 5 interwoven stories that occur on Halloween. Anna Paquin, Brian Cox. Good cast.
Yeah, short
I don't think I've
stories.
ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolfman. Classic. Frankenstein. Another classic. Dracula. Freaks. You ever seen Freaks?
Nope. One of us. One of us.
Yeah. Freaks is... it
was a controversial movie.
Yeah, still is, probably.
Yep.
King Kong, the original. Psycho. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
These are all old ones. Are there any in the last?
Pumpkinhead. You know that one? It's good, really good, from 1988. Jeepers Creepers from 2001. That's also good. Jaws. Duel. I've never seen that.
Duel?
Yeah.
Duel's
Spielberg's
great movie.
Spielberg's first movie.
So good. Made for TV.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead. Friday the 13th, Part 2, for some reason. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Dark Night of the Scarecrow. I don't know that movie. It's got a good cast. James Earl Jones. Oh, no, that's Claude Earl Jones. Never mind.
That's when you can't afford.
There's a Claude Earl Jones?
When you can't afford James Earl Jones, you get his cheaper equivalent, Claude Earl Jones.
Here's a good one. The Hitcher.
That's a good one, yeah.
Rutger Hauer. That's one you might not think of. Them. Them is pretty corny, but I do the opening of Them.
Is that rats?
No, giant ants.
Ants.
Yeah. Ants.
I knew it was
in
a
LA.
critter.
And it's just the opening of Them is just great. The first 20 minutes or so. Tarantula.
It's also a classic.
With John Agar. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I don't know why.
I didn't like that one.
I don't think I've seen it.
That was like the Halloween mask that killed people.
Yeah, it was filmed here, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Classic.
Here's one I don't know. From 2003, Wrong Turn.
Wrong Turn.
6 people find themselves trapped
Eliza Dushku.
6 people find themselves trapped in the woods in West Virginia, hunted down by cannibalistic mountain men, grossly disfigured through generations of inbreeding. Yeah, that sounds good.
I remember this one now, yeah.
Now, this one, Maniac. I remember Maniac Cop, but I don't know this one, Maniac. Alien, The Thing, and this is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
Candyman, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and Scream. Those are the 31 that you should watch for Halloween. So pick the ones you don't know, because you're not going to watch one every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I don't know. I can't remember if I've actually seen Pumpkinhead. Jeepers Creepers, that's a movie that I remember. I saw the title, and it was just on TV, and I thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's going to, I don't know. And I thought, oh, I'll watch it and just see it's not going to be good. It was great. It was really good. So
I watch Young Frankenstein.
And then the 32 scariest movies of all time, there are different ones on that list. The Fly, The Orphanage.
The Orphanage is scary.
Yeah. Saw.
I'm on record as saying it's a guilty pleasure. I like the Saw movies.
I've never seen one of them.
The first one's really quite good.
The Host, that's a Korean movie that's really good.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
The Monster, I like that movie. Let's see. Oh, the original Nosferatu, the silent one. I watched it a couple of years ago. Again.
Not scary.
No,
it's
not.
Not scary.
Now there's a Klaus Kinski one. I don't remember who directed it. It might have been.
I watched that one too.
I liked that one.
Not scary, but
not scary, but a good movie.
Yeah.
Now just watch Young Frankenstein.
The Cube.
The Cube is good, actually.
Black Swan, is that a horror movie? Really?
It's got murder in it.
Hellraiser. 28 Days Later.
The first Hellraiser movie is pretty good.
Sixth Sense. I don't know.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah. So
we'll get to more of these coming up.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
The lightning round of Ask a Bullfighter.
You could still get in a phone question if you want, 801-359-9696 or 877-602-9696. But we have a lot of text questions. How about your health insurance, Ammon? They must be some. There must be some restrictions, or you have to have.
You must be risky.
You have to have special health insurance, or what?
I don't. It probably would be a good idea if you were going to do it.
You've had injuries.
That's a good idea.
Just thinking about this, are you? All right.
Hey,
wait a minute.
Why didn't I think of that? So what do you? I mean, has your health insurance covered you so far?
Yeah, on the cases where I've needed to go, a lot of the injuries are. You're just going to be sore. You can't really do much for it.
Cinch you up. We just cinch you up on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
Until that big brain injury comes around, then you're going to wish you had it. Let's see. Text question. Not me, of course. I want to ride a bull once before I die. How would I go about doing this?
Good. Well, that's
his bucket list, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably easier than a lot of people think.
Make it the last item on your bucket list.
And finally.
Actually, the Broken Heart Rodeo Company has practice where they buck out some of their younger animals just to see how well they'll perform. And I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but usually it's every Wednesday night in Ogden, the Golden Spike Arena.
Really? Just show up and.
Yeah, like there's kids from high school that come and get on, or guys from college that just haven't been riding for a while that want to get back in.
You have to pay a little fee to do it.
Yeah, I think it's like $20, and usually there's enough guys there that have the equipment that if somebody, I've been there before when people have shown up that have never been on an animal before.
I don't have my own rigging.
Yeah, they help them do it. So
listen to you.
That would be a good. And I know on the website, on the Golden Spike Arena website, there's a calendar, and it'll list on the days that they have practice.
All right. Let's see. How many bones have you broken? Pretty standard question.
Probably 5.
5. What was the most painful one? No pelvis, I hope.
No, my pelvis is functioning great.
That's good to hear.
It's good news for your fiance there too.
My worst injury is probably my ankle when I broke it and dislocated it.
Have you ever seen a rider or bullfighter lose their life?
I have not.
That has not happened. Okay.
Not where I've been. Thank goodness.
Let's see.
Do you have to be a big guy to be a bullfighter?
Yeah, I would think because you're over 6 feet. I would think you'd want to be a little guy. Like a smaller target?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm big or not, but this is my size, and the guy I work with is the guy that I fight bulls with. He's about my same size, and I kind of think of it as there's more cushion for the pushing, or I can take more of a hit. And so maybe if I was a little smaller, maybe if I was smaller, I'd break more bones because I got some padding. I don't know, but
and let's see. Growing up in Franklin, Idaho, where there was nothing to do, have you ever gone cow tipping?
No, I actually we tried one time to see how close we could get, but they weren't really sleeping. So.
Well, you got to make sure.
Isn't that just a myth?
I kind of think it is.
You can't push a cow over when they're asleep.
Gina,
I'm going to look it up.
That's bull.
Look it up.
That's bull is what that is.
Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
Well, let's see. Just another reminder about Wednesday.
Yeah, this is a chance to do something concrete to help victims of the hurricane.
Yeah, I mean, if you were outraged about Puerto Rico and you want to do something to help, here's your opportunity. Now, Wednesday, we're going to be broadcasting live from the southwest corner of the Rice-Eccles Stadium. It's not just us, but a whole bunch of people are going to be doing this.
I could practically walk there. I won't, but I could.
You should. Bring donations of bottled water, new blankets, sheets, unused clothing, food storage items, dog or cat food, non-perishable food items, baby formula, diapers, and ShipX will be receiving all the donations and delivering them to those who have recently been affected by hurricanes in Puerto Rico and Texas and Florida.
I guess it goes directly to the Red Cross, and they handle all of it.
So that's
sort it and ship it.
Yeah, so we're there Wednesday morning from 6 to 10, but all week long from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., there on the corner of the southwest corner of Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Oh.
There's a place you can do donations.
So you could go today.
Yeah, we would love to have you come by. Well, we are there 6 to 10 a.m., but if for whatever reason you can't, or you've got class throughout that time, or whatever the thing is, pick up those items and then just drop them there. There will be someone to receive them, make sure they go to good hands, and thank you for doing it in advance. That's the pre-thank, so now you have to do it.
Because you'll feel guilty if you don't.
Like moms do.
Right.
Thank you so much for cleaning your room.
Oh, yeah, you do that, totally.
Go buy a pallet of water, or...
Yeah, I'm going to Costco today, so I'll pick up some stuff.
Hi.
It's too much.
Heavy show today, kids.
Because that doesn't have anything to do with Vegas. That's a whole other.
That's a whole nother thing.
And people are asking, and I'm sure the call will come out to donate blood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it already has.
We haven't mentioned it here, but we're not that far, and I'm sure they.
There's a daily blood run.
I'm sure they ship it from here, so that's another way you can help from here. Also, if you thought you might have friends or family down at the concert and haven't been able to locate them yet, Las Vegas Police Department has put out a toll-free number you can call, 866-535-5654.
I just read this little paragraph. It's a columnist in Esquire magazine, Charlie Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around for a long time writing stuff. And, he said, the events in Las Vegas, a 64-year-old man named Stephen Paddock opened fire on a crowd of 22,000 people gathered for a country music concert. At this writing, on Monday morning, 50 people were dead, several hundred wounded, and the number of dead almost will assuredly rise. This makes Mr. Paddock's unfortunate exercise of his Second Amendment freedoms the deadliest mass shooting in history. It makes Paddock's unfortunate exercise of his Second Amendment freedoms the 273rd mass shooting in the United States this year. This year. So I guess by mass shooting it's probably 3 or more. There's some figure like that where people just, kill other people and then often themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think there was one that's just totally overshadowed. I saw it in passing somewhere yesterday.
There's too many to shine the light on.
273. And then, of course, he goes on to talk about the Second Amendment and the NRA.
And the administration will do nothing about it because they've got to go after those 30 cases of voting fraud that have happened since 1990. They've got a whole commission for that. So that's being taken care of, so you can rest easy at night.
Public mass shooting is defined as one in which 4 or more people selected indiscriminately, not including the perpetrator, are killed. That is
273 this year?
I guess.
I haven't heard anybody say yet, but I'm sure they have. Well, it's too bad some people down in that audience didn't have guns. They could have taken that shooter out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Bill,
It's
they
already-
have.
already
oh,
has,
yes.
okay.
Oh, they have.
Oh, yes.
Well, you see, they didn't know where the bullets were coming from. Nobody did on the ground. Nobody. They couldn't find the
That's
shooter.
why it took them 2
for
hours to...
Hours, yeah. Because he was up high. Yeah.
Well.
So.
Richie, who's our human calculator, said 1,092 people killed in mass shootings in 2017.
Mm-hmm. But,
Well, the year's not over.
Yeah. But 30 cases of voter fraud, and we got a presidential commission on it.
Well, anyway, sorry.
These shows are weird and hard.
It's not a good day for, doing a radio show. It's
No, it's just it's hard to Do we tell any silly stories?
Well,
do we have any?
Your bed bug thing was pretty silly.
That is a serious problem that I worry about daily.
I know.
See, and I had no idea that they were afraid of metal.
Yeah. Oh, don't you feel better knowing that?
No.
Well, let me think. Yeah. It's good to know your enemy's weakness, you know.
I don't intend to stay any place where I will get bed bugs.
Well, nobody intends to stay where you'll get bed bugs.
Well,
they don't just happen in skeevy hotels.
Yes, that's true. I'm not the nice places I stay. You're never going to get bed bugs. The nice places I stay.
Bill, I thought you were going to do the story about the secret behind the scenes Gwyneth Paltrow's ex-chef.
Well, I didn't see that.
Oh.
I saw that she's planning on doing a TV show, maybe.
Paltrow's former private chef, because you don't talk about these things when you're the actual.
Right.
Has spoken out about the famous family's eccentric diet rules. They eat nothing. They are very strict. They avoid sugars, anything sweet, no dairy, just lots of vegetables.
Well,
she's a flexitarian.
What, a flexitarian?
A flexitarian is someone that prioritizes vegetarian food with flexibility for a few exceptions, like occasionally eggs or dairy. However, mostly vegetable. I love that. Well, yeah, they don't eat anything. Nothing.
On an also lighter note, you know my dog Hudson.
Yeah, the derpy dog.
Who will bark at his reflection.
Well, he didn't know that's him.
You know,
That looks
he
like
was-
another dog.
He was protecting mommy from the reflection of the dog on the TV screen in the bedroom this morning. Hudson is barking because it's snowing.
Oh, is it snowing at your house?
I guess on Mount Doom.
Really?
Yeah, he's scared of snow, according to Sue. It's true. I think this is his first winter.
Well, he's going to have a rough time of it.
Oh. Wait, didn't you get him from New Mexico or something?
Yeah.
He's a rescue.
He's a rescue, I'll have you know.
He's not used to
He is not. Let's do the promo.
How dare you bring him to the colder climes?
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, it's the X poll. Have you ever given a name to an inanimate object? You know, your car, your house. Call and tell us.
And then at 8 a.m., Jonathan from the 3-Bit Gamer Show will come by to talk about video games, online games, phone games, all things that are games.
At 9 a.m., it's Tuesday Tunes with Todd.
That's all on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
All right.
Good.
I suppose.
Let's call it.
We calling it? All right.
Yep.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Get the smelly oil people on the line.
John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now.